I got a segment full of cars tonight, so stay tuned. That's what's up. Hope y'all got that right view. Y'all feel this? You dig? How's everybody doing, man? Okay. It's fast. Rally car. About to bust him with a rally car. Everybody else is driving GT4 cars. That's why I slid this in there real quick. They didn't know because this has a lot of different climate conditions as far as rain. So this got 4-wheel, all-wheel drive. So it can handle that. fast too. further ado, let's go get one of these 30-minute races real quick. Get this money. Make this cash. How's everybody doing, man? Tap in one time, man. Don't forget, hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Say what up. We got some good races tonight, though. And I got some other stuff I want to show. If you haven't seen the update, I'll show you the update cards, too. The new update, also. Live, your boy 2GT. This is how we do. Saturday night, just chill, fall back, let me drive. Enjoy the ride. I'm chilling. It gets real at right here. So if you want to win some fast money, this where you come to, honey. You dig? Want some fast money? Or you want some fast honey? This where you come to, money. Hold on, let me make sure my settings is right. I'm trying to get y'all the best view, you dig? We looking good, we looking good. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, man. Say what's up. Holla at your boy. That's what we doing Saturday night. 30 minutes. 700 World Touring. Clean race is $820,000. Another thing too, I only got, after buying a car for after buying a car for 2.5 million, I only have like 78,000 left. But there's another car, nasty Toyota, that I want to buy for $1 million. So I think I might grab that too before the morning. This is nasty. This is it's a Vision car, but it's woo. I just seen it. I just love just the way it looks. It's crazy. They give a whole history of it. It's like a Supra on steroids. It's crazy, crazy. They want $1 million for it, so I might cop that tonight. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Fall back, man. Y'all out there that smoke 420, man. Roll up something, man. Blow something, man. You know what I mean? Bring something, whatever. Saturday night is what we do. This for adults only, anyway. So you know how we do, baby. Grown folks, shit. Let's get to it. Without further ado, hold on, where's my water? We got 30 minutes, so let me fuel up. Let me get my water real quick. Yeah. Hope y'all enjoying the beats. That's that chill mode beat, right? Tap in one time, tap in two times, say what's up. Let me get nice, comfortable. That's what we do, baby. Keep it true, baby. That's what we're gonna do. Get that thing nice and smooth. We got 30 minutes, so we're gonna make sure we nice and comfortable, set in. We're gonna go win this money. It ain't nothing. That's what I do. We got all night, right? It's a watch party. That's what we do. Chop it up, man. I'll let your boy, man. Tap in one time to my chat. Without further ado, let's get this paper. This the mission. Get out on them early. If not, you'll be racing the whole race trying to catch you. Because the weather will change quick on you, don't know. That's why you gotta get out there the first lap. Back in, I'm tripping, right? Midnight. Little slide. Damn, he hit me, man. Come on, man. Hit me from the back. That's cool. I'll get him on 2 laps then, huh? Let's go. It's the car to do it though, watch. I'm about to bust it. I ain't gonna play with it. Let's see how they carry it, huh? They gonna play like that, right? seen that? Hit me from the back. Boom. I'm about to bust his ass coming out here, watch. He got in there like a second before me, though. The dudes didn't pit? Okay, they pit a couple of them. I was about to say. Let's go. everybody doing, man? Thanks for stopping through. I ain't even got to rush with this dude. Ride these ball tires because I'm in a rally car, four-wheel, all-wheel drive. So I got something, you know what I mean? I gotta be careful with it though. I gotta be careful on those corners. It's the World Touring 700. I won it earlier. I just won another. I want me another 820,000, so I could buy this other Toyota. It's a Vision car. It's nasty. I'm about to buy it. I got some nice cars. That was crazy, right? Give me some new tires. Yeah, see the sun's coming out now. Yeah, get that rain shit out of here. First place, he was gonna have to pit him next lap. Because he went straight by. Everybody else pit except him. Unless he pit on the next on the last lap before me. I know it's still a little wet, but it's getting dry, so I just do little hard tires and see what it do. It's still a little. See, it's still a little moist. I didn't get out the pit before. Take it easy on these tires. had to throw those hard tires on. I said, I can't roll those intermediates because they get bald too fast. They don't have no traction. They got grip when they new, but one lap, half a lap, they done. Damn. Start raining again, I have to go get the wets. drive so I can roll that. Ah, it's down to the crunch. Ah, come on, get me in there, get me out of there quick. Come on, man. We got 2 minutes. Come on, man, come on. Come down to the wire, got their ass. That was a smart move not to pit on that time. I knew it. Don't pit on that lap, let them pit. I cracked the code, I got the car. They're not catching me, man. Hell no. Let me get that 800,000 so I can buy that other car. Nasty. I buy this Toyota Vision. The car was mean. It cost $1 million. I need just like 100 more thousand or something. In the park, baby, right now. Way behind it. What's it, 7 point something seconds? How many seconds they behind me? See you later. That's how you win a race. Smart. Bring it on in, baby. I don't need no more gas, I'm good. Get that money. Touring 700 completed. Number one, baby. Okay. Got that 800 and some thousand. Let me see what we got, baby. Let me see. Corvette. That Corvette did good. Lamborghini Corvette. Wow. What's that right there? Supra? Nah, that's the Supra. That's the Evo, whatever that is. The Lamborghini, the Viper, the Genesis. Look, I beat him in the rally car. You heard? Yeah. 825,000. 25,000. Not 20,000. My bad. Thank y'all for tapping in, man. Appreciate y'all. That was a nice race. Woo. That thing hard right there, baby. Let me let y'all look at it. Beat him in the rally car. Just won 825,000. It's 550,000 just for the racing. The clean race bonus, it adds up to 825,000. That was nice. How's everybody doing out there, man? What's up with it? I'll let you, boy. I'll be bringing that fire. You know how I do. Thank y'all for stopping by, man. Your boy 2GT Watch Party. Hey. Yeah, that's what we do, man. Where my people's at, man. Holla at your boy. Tap in one time. Tap in 2 times. Won that $825,000. Just beat the just won the World Touring 700 again. Second time today. Like I said, I got and I have cracked the code. See that car? The rally car right there. See that rally car right there? That's the car. Nobody thought about that. Nobody thought about beating it with that. Everybody tried to tune, you know, all the GT4 cars, because that's what they have here. A whole bunch of GT4 cars. The Lambo, they suggested to use a Lambo. I don't even like to really drive the Lambo no more. So I got the perfect tune for that rally car. Anytime you need some money, I think that's the biggest wage, the easiest money in the game to win. 30 minutes real quick, 825,000. Then you can go buy cars. Because a lot of times when they have the update cars, I don't have the money because I've already spent it. And I'm like, man, I just came out with a new update. So what happened was I raced this today, then I went and bought the new update car, which is $2.5 million. It's $2.5 million. It's the 1999 Toyota GT1. Fire, this car is crazy. Unfucking real. It's got handling like an F1 car, you know? And it's crazy. But I want to go buy this other car, this other Vision car. It's called Vision by Toyota. I seen it. I just like the way it looks. I gotta have that car, man. Being serious. I just like the way it looks. Holla at your boy. I need like another $100,000 just to buy that Toyota Vision. I need to go and make that real quick. Probably go to what you call it, Nordskleef. Go and win that money real quick. Boy 2GT, man. Tap it one time, man. Don't forget, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, man. This is what we do. PlayStation 5. That's some bullshit. paying what, 21,000, 25,000 for that race? That's some bullshit. 2 laps. Okay, that's how they got it, huh? Full balance, full power restrictor, okay. 70%. trying to find what you call it. Let's see if they got on the tune for that. I think it's what you call it. It's the oh, no, matter of fact, let me look. Hold on. I know that customizable transmission, you can raise it. Yeah, I think it's the medium. Yep. Right on key. Medium RPM, put it up to 799. Because I was gonna do an 800 touring race. Where am I at? What's that again? I was at the North. Come on, man. It's hard to use these buttons on the steering wheel, so different from the controller. Let's go. Okay. It's about to go down, baby. 3 laps, only 3 laps. It's a quick one for 200,000. Woo, that's some quick money, right? How's everybody doing, man? Thanks for stopping through chopping with your boy. Make sure my hood cockpit is straight. Yeah, 3 laps. Ooh, my shoulder's sore. I've been driving, man. A lot of wheeling. I do a lot more on my right hand than I do my left. Let's do it. Let me get okay, cool. Let's go. That thing quick. Son. shouldn't have shifted up. Should have kept it right there in second. I needed that grip. Finding dry spots on the road. Didn't want to stop. Come on, son, there you go. A little dryness. That's what I need. Get back on the track. Race. Gone. Shit flew in the air, man. I had to shift as soon as it touched down. Catching these dudes now. Come on, man. jumped in the air. Almost lost it. Tires now. Mistake, this race is hard. Why? I wonder why it's only 3 laps. 200,000. They gonna make the race. I should have had what you call it. Race is soft. No. start off with intermediates. They raining and shit. He must have ran out of gas. Stuck in the middle of the road. He's tripping. I missed the pit. Damn. I missed the pit. I ain't gonna make it around. What they mean, like, sure. So they ain't letting me refuel. I ain't gonna make it around, so it's a wrap. This car is really right. It's a wrap. Look how much gas I got. And I missed the thing. I backed it up, went in there, they shot me out through. I said make it around, but I won't make it around. Look how much gas. That's why they gave you 3 laps. The first race is for you to figure out what the fuck you're gonna do. This is that new update, Toyota 1999 Toyota GT1. That's the name. That's what it's called. Out of gas. Look, because I missed the toll, and this one is on the other side. I'm usually taking the long route. So, look, my gas is done. That's why this one is $200,000 for 3 laps. pumped up. I'm about to run out of gas, man. I just see what it is. This is crazy, right? Just trying to see what it can do. Break it in, man, that's all. Wall ties and all. I could have got there. I just want to see what it can do. No more gas. I ran out of gas in the new whip. Look. Got a little hill action. Hey, look. Yo, I ran out of gas in the new whip. That's fucked up, right? Driving this bitch all the way back home like that, fuck that. Dirty bastard. Bitch back home, fuck that. See what it look like. That's the new update car right there. It's called the GT1. See the fire popping out the back of that bitch. What's up, YouTube? It's for the late night sim racing. Maybe at work or something. Up at night, can't sleep. You know what I mean? About to go into the late hours now. About to put it down. car I was just driving right there. That Toyota. PlayStation. Any PlayStation guys out there? PS5. Console cats, what I call us. We don't do the PC. Gran Turismo Live. Let's check out some Gran Turismo Live, y'all. You had 2 GTs watch party. Thanks you for stopping by. Appreciate y'all. If you get a chance, hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hey, what it do? Race of Champions. I think I might have seen that one already. Hey, I think I showed that in one of my other videos, but they got some. Ooh, this is a nice one right here. Let me see. Let me see if this the one. Nah, that ain't the one. It's the one with the 6 races in it. It's 806. Was it 6? It's 8 for Amsterdam. Huh? I didn't see none of these, did I? Ooh. Ooh. So it was October 16th to last year.
It's great for me to have an event.
These are only the highlights. It's only 6 minutes on those videos. What they showing those for? I thought they had, I mean, come on. Should be playing. They gonna let me play it or not? That shit ain't nothing either. What the hell, man? They don't have none of the videos. 46, it gotta be some, come on. Gotta be some full series. Wow. Nations Cup. This is cool right here. I haven't seen this one.
Absolutely brilliant.
Okay, I haven't seen this one right here. This is 2022. 16 superstars, Asia region, Nations Cup, Japanese. Wow. I haven't seen this one.
皆さんこんにちは。FIA グランツーリスモ選手権ネーションズカップ2020シーズンステージ3ラウンド30トップ16スーパースターズの模様をお送りしてまいります。実況は私中島秀幸、解説は元グランツーリスモアジアチャンピオン。
Let's see if they get any captions. Hold on. No.
のヤムさんでお届けいたします。ヤムさんよろしくお願いします。
よろしくお願いします。
さあ、ヤムさん、いよいよ2020年のこのシーズンも、最終戦ということになりました。まあ、さあ、それではネーションズカップ、泣いてもらってもこれが最後のレースラウンドさ。
Wow. Too bad in English, right? I don't want to watch this. I don't want to. Which was I was looking at? Okay. That's 4, right? What the? Come on, man. Nope. It's got to be one of these.
Let's get ready then to get racing, shall we? The grand final for the Manufacturers' Cup for the World Series Showdown here in Amsterdam is about to get underway. 12 manufacturers taking it to the grid, 35 laps of action, but only one can be crowned as the winner. It's
No, because it's only 3 minutes, man. Why the videos are so short? And these ones up top are so long. Okay, manufacturers. Let me see how they got at the bottom. Okay, they don't have. You have to click out and click back in. FIA GT Championship 20 World Finals.
Today I will probably realize one of
Gallows,
my biggest dreams.
Today, I will try my best to get the best result. ネーションズカップの現チャンピオンの宮園拓磨です。I will push everything as I can and do my best and just never give up.
Yo espero batir a Valerio Galo, que es el líder del campeonato, y seré yo el campeón del mundo.
For the world finals, I must overcome my nerves and improve on my weaknesses. ワールドファイナルネーションズカップでは私は最後まで全力を尽くして頑張りたいと思います。
Welcome to the jewel in the crown of the FIA certified Gran Turismo Championships. It's the World Finals today, and we'll discover who our 2021 Nations Cup champion will be. 32 drivers spread across the face of the planet are hoping to take home this gorgeous trophy. But whose dreams will come true? And as if today's epic event isn't enough, we will also see what magic secret lies beneath this cover. And there's even more excitement to come, because later in the show we're going to have a very special guest appearance from the Maestro. Yes, 7 times Formula One world champion Lewis Hamilton will be joining us. As you know, Lewis is a huge supporter of GT, and I can't wait to see him later. But before that, coming into the World Finals, the Nations Cup standings look like this. Can anyone catch Italy's Valerio Gallo, who has a 6-point lead at the top? Jose Serrano, Ryota Kokobun, Coque Lopez and Igor Fraga will all fancy their chances, along with Patrick Blajan, who's back. If you remember, Patrick was leading the Nations Cup right up until the showdown in August, when his elimination shocked us all. But Patrick is one of 16 drivers who have qualified for the World Finals via the online series. And with the points on offer today, any one of them could potentially take the title.
I think that since I'm currently the leader of the championship, for sure the aim is on me.
What a fantastic start to the season, and Gallo surely is going to take the win. Patrick Blajan takes the win in the Nations Cup. Gallo's going to win the World Series. Well, a frantic end to that race. Ryota Kokobun wins the grand final in the World Series showdown for the win in the Nations Cup for World Series 4 in the Fuji International Speedway.
Being in the World Final for the 4th year in a row means a lot to me. It's actually quite difficult to keep the level for a so long period and not to go down any year, so it's a challenge. ガロ選手、セラーノ選手、ロペス選手についてですが、どの選手も非常に強力で、
I wonder what kind of cars they got today, though.
立ちはだかってくると思います。自分も精一杯その3選手に負けないように頑張りたいと思います。
This season it's been really tough to especially match up the strategy.
It's also hard to find the right attitude before these races, but for sure I'm gonna really show off all my abilities on track and all my intelligence, because it's also about strategy in these races, and I'm gonna also aim to win, which is the most important thing.
ワールドファイナルのことを考えると、今年もワールドファイナルに出場できることを嬉しく思うことと、今年こそ勝ちたいという思いがあります。
Para finales mundiales yo espero ser campeón del mundo y no quiero cometer los errores del pasado.
In a moment, I'll be getting the thoughts of Tom Brooks and Jimmy Broadbent. But first, let me run you through the format of the day. Our 16 current World Series Nations Cup competitors will be joined by another 16 drivers who have qualified through the online series. All those drivers are going to be split into 3 semi-finals, based upon which part of the world that they represent. The top finishers in each semi will secure a place in the grand final. There's a maximum of 12 points on offer for winning a semi-final, and the grand final offers double points. So the winner of that race can take 24 points and quite possibly the Nations Cup title with it. So, who's going to end up as our 2021 Nations Cup champion? Tom and Jimmy, who's your money on? Come on.
Common money, not my money.
Well,
Yeah,
I
thanks
mean...
very much for that. I mean, that's not a difference to normal, is it?
That's a nice picture.
I think the fact that we've got it split into
Great
3
picture,
different
right?
regions for the World Finals for
I like
the
the way you
Nations
did
Cup
that.
makes it really interesting, because that gives us an opportunity to kind of see who's the cream of the crop in each different region, if you like. So if we look at the first one, we've got the Asia-Oceania region. We've got Kokobun and Miyazono, who are right at the top end of the grid there. And I think if we look at Kokobun, I mean, he's been pretty quick over the course of this year, but you've got to not count out Miyazono from last year as well.
And Yamanaka, who's just like literally just on a full vibe, and everyone just wants the triangle of awesome.
Yeah, the man's got 2 of the 3, and that's all, it sort of snuck into that, really. And no offence, of course, to Yamanaka, but he wasn't the person that I thought would be saying is double champ at the moment. So the treble, maybe, but he'll be the second Japanese guy on the road to do that, so a bit of pressure there.
And what about the EMEA region as well? So we've got 5 drivers that will go through from the Asia-Oceania region. We've got 6 drivers that will go through from EMEA. Valerio Gallo, Jose Serrano, the 2 drivers that are really in vogue at the moment. Gallo has been... What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? You don't read Vogue. It's a fair point. I don't read Vogue, you're quite right. But Gallo, I mean, last year he came so close to Miyazono, didn't he? Just missed out in the final race.
this year, I mean, he's been on top form.
Yeah, him and Serrano definitely. But then, you know, the one that you didn't have your money on at all, eat your hat, Coque Lopez. Didn't think he was going to do anything clever, and then he did, showed you.
I know, a humble pie for breakfast, lunch and dinner, I think, on that day. But, I mean, we've got one more region, obviously, to consider, which is the North and Central and South America region. So we've got Igor Fraga, Angel Estrada, the two drivers that we've got to keep an eye out for there. Igor Fraga, because, of course, he's been racing for about 70 million years in Gran Turismo, and, of course, he's the 2018 champion. And Angel Estrada finished on the podium with Porsche yesterday in the Manufacturers Series. You're not so sure, though.
He was all right yesterday. I mean, the thing is, I like Angel. He's a really great driver. But yesterday was very flustered drive, very desperate drive. He didn't do too well in that situation. I did also want to mention that Carrazza's in this split as well. And we've sort of got a phrase here, which is doing a Carrazza, which is going flying into T1 and maybe not paying attention to your competitors. So that could be in the mix as well for anybody. So
okay, contentious stuff as always. Right, so equally exciting as that chat is the fact that this is the car that our drivers from the Asia-Oceania region will be using for the first semi-final. Yes, take a look. The Mazda Roadster touring car. It is... all the cars are lovely. What am I saying? I'm always impressed. Let's see which of our drivers can tame it best now that it's time to hit the track.
Semi-final A then for the Nations Cup World Finals will take place at the Mount Panorama circuit in Australia, otherwise known as Bathurst to you and me. This is a fantastic track that drivers absolutely love. 6.2 kilometres, you can see lots of corners, lots of different sectors in there, some brilliantly historic and iconic corners, including Griffin's Bend, the cutting up through into Skyline, down into the dip of the Conrod Straight as well, and 174 metres of elevation to me.
yeah, one of those circuits really where it's all about maximum commitment, and we'll see the drivers that can do that best. They'll definitely come out on top round here today. Single lap qualifying, meaning that qualifying lap is all or nothing, especially round here where it is tricky to overtake over the mountain. But when you get to the straights, it becomes a little easier.
Yeah, absolutely. It is basically a sprint, this race. 8 laps, a standing start for the drivers, no pit stops to worry about, no tyre changes, foot to the floor, go flat out from start to the checkered flag and see who wins. Qualifying then for semi-final A, a one-shot attack
little cars, yo.
Panorama circuit. It was Matt McEwen who had set the first representative lap time, the Kiwi, coming over the timing line to set a
Straight flat out, so it's like a daily race.
0.05. Guy Barbara was really close in the final sector, but would he have enough pace to depose Matt McEwen from the top of the order? He certainly would. Right at the end of his lap, he picked up some time.
Andrew Lee also struggled around Panorama, of course, home soil for the Australian driver. His time was good enough to put into P2, just off Guy Bravo. Yamanaka as well looks to try and get a strong performance here in the Nations Cup, representing, of course, Japan. Came across the start-finish line, now put it on P4, not quite close enough to pose Guy Barber.
The two Japanese drivers, Takuma Miyazono and Ryota Kokuba, we know how quick they are over one lap. Miyazono set in a brilliant time to go quickest off the lot with a 2:17.4, and then all eyes were on this man here, Ryota Kokuba, the final lap time to be set in the session, and it was a time that was good enough for pole position at the end of that by just a few hundredths of a second. Kokuba and Miyazono line up on the front row with an all-Australian row 2.
Well done to Ryota Kokuba from Japan for snatching pole position from Takuma Miyazono in our first semi-final. But will Ryota translate that form into a race win? So people who'll be avidly watching
That kid is
to see
fast.
what happens are our audience in Tokyo. And they certainly look excited to find out. Hi, folks. And remember that as well as the English version of the show, you can watch in any of these
This race
other
gonna be
languages.
nice.
The choice really is yours as we head into our first semi-final.
So then, here is how the grid lines up for semi-final A, the Asia-Oceania region.
Little small Mazdas, they're gonna be blowing.
In Australia. And a fantastic
hit that like button, man, that subscribe button.
Starting on pole
Thanks for just stopping through.
inside of the front row. He has got his fellow countryman Takuma Miyazono for company on the outside. Then next up is an all-Australian second row headed by Guy Barbara, who lines up P3 with Andrew Lee for company alongside him. Then we have Matt McEwen, the Kiwi driver, lines up on the third row of the grid, and he has got Tomoaki Yamanaka, the Toyota GT Cup champion of 2021 for company. Kawakami is next up on the grid, and alongside Kawakami, it is Tashihiro Kato. The final row of the grid is completed by Soma Iseri.
Japan.
And 10th and last is Jonathan Wong from Hong Kong, China.
Wow.
all Australian second row of the grid as
Australia,
well. And a
Japan,
standing start for 8
China.
laps of action here at Mount Panorama. Who's going to get the drag down towards the first corner?
Let's
And
do it.
crucially, who's going to be leading over the line in 8 laps time? Lights out and we go racing. Pretty even Stevens away from the front row. Cockerman and Miyazono getting away pretty well, as well as Barbara and Lee coming down in towards Hell Corner for the first time. Cockerman on the inside of Miyazono, but Miyazono takes the lead from Cockerman. Brilliant start then from Takuma.
Nice.
As they come down the back straight. They're in the slipstream then for the first time. So it's Miyazono from Cockerman, from Lee, from Barbara, as it stands on the top 4. But this is the first opportunity they've got in the slipstream then as they come down the straights. But a really good start then from the front row. No moves being made as of yet, but into the braking zone. Let's see whether Lee tries to do it on Cockerman. Then he darts to the inside, but Cockerman tries to defend. Yamanaka versus Barbara now into that right-hander. Barbara's going to have the inside line then for the next corner. Can the Australian hold firm and get 4th position away from Yamanaka? Yes, he can. He's up the inside. There's contact and Yamanaka's into the wall. Kawakami goes through as well.
You don't want to be on the outside there and the cutting. Yamanaka there just off the camber, spat into the wall. No one at all really, it's just positioning on circuit. Meanwhile, Miyazono leading from Kokubun. Had a bit of wheel spin at the start, did Kokubun, which is why he wasn't able to get down a T1 as quick as he would have liked, but he still slots in behind Miyazono. And Lee there behind, looking very, very threatening in the mirrors. This is something that I'm sure Kokubun and Miyazono were not counting on before this race. Lee getting ever close to Kokubun. You can't really overtake on the way down here unless you really send it, and it usually ends up in a big crash, but everyone moving through there in one piece. Great to see how much his car moves about over the top of the mountain. A real challenge for our drivers here, and a great clean start so far, which, to be honest, in Mount Panorama is fairly rare, so congrats, guys.
Well, let's see what happens coming down the Conrod straight then. You can see that Cockerman is coming under all sorts of pressure then from Andrew Lee, the hometown hero here at Mount Panorama, and this is really the big opportunity to try and find your way through in towards the chase.
I liked he was nice close up against that board when he hit that corner. That's the key.
Of course, Cockerman has the advantage of Miyazono breaking that air in front of him, giving him that slipstream there also. So it stays pretty even Stevens as they come then down into the right-hander. 5th gear, down the gearbox, braking about the 120-metre mark aboard, into the left-hander, into 3rd gear. And stays as it was for the top 4, but a pretty clean opening lap there, as you said, Jimmy, which is quite surprising here.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll see the fireworks go off a bit later.
That was a clean-ass lap.
End of this race. It's an 8-lap race here at Mount Panorama. There's lots of time to make moves. To replay, this is on board with McEwen as we come down to the first corner for the first time. There's Yamanaka on the right. Let's see what happens here. McEwen there, a little bit of contact with Kawakami on the exit. Actually, I think just understeered a little bit, taking the tight line there and down to 7th place. But it looked like that outside of the corner there was definitely the place to be. A lot more speed to be had on the outside.
I think there was a lot of traction, didn't there, on the exit of that corner. They were all running nose to tail there. You can see Andrew Lee almost pushing.
Trying to get that slipstream, watch him break there. Everybody's just going to break all at one time.
Going to have a sneaky look up the inside of Cockerman when he tries to, but Cockerman tries to shut the door. There's just enough of a gap there, but Lee is just able to get the car stopped in time there. And Cockerman, good defensive driving. Here you can see the background Kawakami coming to the back of Guy Barbara as well. No opportunity presenting itself for the Japanese driver to find his way through. So the 2 Australians sitting in
Australians right there back to back.
And in this race, bit sideways there for Barbara. I wonder if there was a bit of contact with Kawakami. Either way, it's allowed Kawakami to come through up his inside. Now the Japanese driver comes through, and Yamanaka, his compatriot, is also ready to try and join in on the action. He's on the outside though through this left-hander. You've got to back out of that.
He didn't give it up.
That's a one-way ticket to the barrier on the outside.
That's right.
But a simple mistake there when they're running in such close competition with one another. Cost Barbara a position there.
Yeah, I think that
he stayed in nice and tight. That's what happened.
I mean, again, a race against them in my mind, but
he would have gave up just that little bit of. He would have got right on the inside of him. And that was it. Woo! They moving through that corner. That's right. Look, they right up against that board, right? Woo! See, that's the key to this track and to playing these games is when you come in them corners and you have those boards and things like that, you have to be right up against there, man, to get that little millisecond on the next racer. That's what makes you a good sim racer. That tight up because you don't hit it. Your judgment, you know what I mean?
Quite late there, it's actually uphill up that section, so it's easier to slow the car down.
Y'all coming through, man. Hit that like button, man. Get them likes up. Hit that subscribe button. So you tune back in. This is what I do every weekend now. Every weekend I'm gonna do a watch party. Saturday, you know, sit down and watch them because a lot of these right here, you know, you find them in the game. So instead of having to go search for them, different, you know, YouTube or whatever, esports website and all that, I can go right on the game and tune, you know, put these on, check these out. These races are dope. I like to watch it too, as well as race it.
Go through to the final, so even if you're sitting there in the 4th or 5th place, you are not secure because the guys behind, of course, all know that that's what the good situation is. But it's points on the screen at the moment. If the race was to end now in the overall,
just a flat, excuse me, flat out 8 laps. Don't have to pit nothing.
So it's a little bit skewed, but we're on top.
It certainly would. Oh, look at Lee there, really aggressive on the inside of Cockerman, then slides his way through. Cockerman into the wall
took
on
that
the
second.
outside, and Lee with a very
Australia,
good
man, they started what, 4th, 5th?
And you see Cockerman flashing the lights.
Back to back. Ooh, he's second. He's moving.
Also, at the same time,
It's Australia, Japan. There's only one guy from China there. One guy. Let me see where he must be way back there. Yeah, there you go right there with the red flag, all red. There's only one guy from China.
I don't think it's necessarily unfair racing. It's just you have to make sure you're ready to get your elbows out, especially around here. These little massive touring cars. One, they're awesome to drive and objectively cool cars, don't have me. And secondly, they move around them. They're not stuck to the floor. They do have a little bit of aero, that wing and the front splitter there, but not nowhere near that of a Group 4 or Group 3 cars. The movement of these cars is quite substantial, so you have to make sure you're prepared for that, especially when you're going side by side with someone.
Kawakami, fastest lap.
That's that long stretch right there.
The drivers out on track, currently sits in P4, does the Japanese driver. As Jimmy said earlier on, only the top 5 drivers that will progress through at the moment. That's bookended by Guy Barbara. Here comes Andrew Lee, his compatriot, on Takuma Miyazono for the race lead down the Conrod Straight into the chase. Lee goes through into the lead. Not much of a
I love this corner right here.
I think he's just going to try
Driving this corner. Once you learn how to master this corner, it's lovely. I was driving this with the GTR in the daily race.
Leads a lap, of course. This will be the first time since Koji Nikolai that an Australian has led a lap at one of these races. So great achievement there for Andrew Lee, and with the greatest respect, not a performance that I expected from him, but a very good one indeed.
Yeah, really impressive.
How's everybody doing on this Saturday night? Thanks for tuning in.
Here at Mount Panorama, down his water.
Yo, Riz, what up, baby? Oh, that's you. I see you. I see you, baby. Yeah, I'm just cooling, man. You know how I do.
That's a no pit stops, no tyre changes, no fuel strategies, just flat out from lights out to the checkered flag, and that makes it very exciting for us because there's going to be lots of nose-tail action. You can see that continuing in the battle now for second place as Miyazono is set to possibly lose another position to Ryota Cockerman then. Can Cockerman find his way past on Miyazono in towards the right-hander? Not quite through there, but certainly looking a little bit closer. I wonder what's happening to Miyazono here. Just lost a bit of ground there to Lee.
A bit of working together there. Lee had a really, really good run coming out of Hell Corner, was able to extend the lead. And then Cockerman got into what I like to call a suspiciously close to Miyazono. Then suddenly they both sped up on the straight. We call that bump drafting in the racing business. And usually the stewards aren't really a fan of that, but it seems they're letting them just get on with it.
Riz,
which, to be honest, I'm that because they are basically working together to make sure Lee doesn't get away.
Over the mountain we go. That this is just such a spectacular part of the lap. We can see, looking back from Andrew Lee's car, the commitment that they have to have coming through these corners, because so many of them are blind corners, blind crest. You can't see where the circuit goes. You just have to turn in and hope it's still there.
You have to know how the car is going to respond to the elevation, how the weight is going to shift to get the car around the mountain, or over the mountain, I should say, sorry, as quick as possible. Like many of these circuits that we go to in GT, this is mainly a straight circuit. It's a straight circuit for half, and sort of more traditional one for the other half. Meaning at the top, in the scariest part, if you do make a mistake, you met the barrier, and you usually have quite a large crash. So it sort of cools off a bit as we go down the mountain again. It becomes more of a traditional circuit.
Risk, I blew that 700 twice today.
It's actually just a public road.
And I bought that new car.
So it's close to these races, thankfully. You don't want to open your window and see a massive touring car go flying by, I'm sure.
Yeah, I cracked the code, baby. I did some research, came back with the rally car and blew it twice today.
do wonder. I hope I'm not counting my eggs before they've hatched.
I got $825,000 2 times today, like it wasn't nothing. I told you I cracked the code. I got a car for beginners. You ain't got to do all that super. I already got the tune. I did investigation. I got the tune. I tuned it. This joint can go, baby. This joint can go.
This is where Lee was so strong last time. Bit of dust being kicked up there as he just runs in a tad wide. I wonder whether we're going to see Miyazono and Cockburn and Kawakami working together once more.
No, the racer in me is frustrated that he'll have that headlights on, because that's a big arrow. Arrow, get rid of those lads, come on. We're on board now with Yamanaka, just outside qualification right now. Top 5 going through, Yamanaka sitting in 6th. Guy Barbara in front. These guys have been literally nose to tail. I think Yamanaka there exploring the bootlet of Guy Barbara in front. Now looking to try and go around the outside. That doesn't work, he knows that. He's going to try and cut back on the inside here. Has a look inside of the cutting. Oh, I didn't know about that. That was a little bit late for my liking, but a little bit of content there. Guy Barbara then gets shuffled to the back of the pack, and Yamanaka does make up the place, but I don't know about that one.
That's pretty robust there from Tomoaki Yamanaka from winning the Toyota Gazoo Racing GT Cup. He's now sitting inside the top 5, but I wonder whether the stewards are going to be having a little look at that, possibly issuing him a warning, if not even more severe, a penalty. Let's have another look at them from an external angle. Talk us through here, Jimmy. Up the inside, I don't think he was close enough alongside, personally.
I don't think he was significantly alongside for the move. He had the space there, to be fair. Guy Barbara did leave the door open, but I think he stood a bit late in the corner to make that move, which is why there was contact. We'll see what the stewards say. They always have, of course, a deciding word here, which is probably good to us commentators, because we all have different opinions on everything all the time. But the race still goes on regardless, and Lee is still leading from Miyazono, from Kawakami and Yamanaka. Those will be the guys qualifying at the moment. Bon, Keto, Sari and Barbara will be going no further into racing to enter right now.
Well,
Straight's out front. He took that.
Here comes Miyazono, ready to try and take over at the front from Andrew Lee. Not much of a defence put up from Lee. Just going to follow then Miyazono as he goes through into the lead, through the chase, onto the race finish game we go. It is the Japanese driver, the 2020 champion, who is now out in front. Can he retain his crown though here? Well, the momentum is certainly with the other Japanese driver, Ryota Kokuben, coming into this round, but there's still plenty of time for things to change, and of course 2 other semi-finals. Just to remind you, 5 drivers will go through.
You remember this track?
This is the
we both was blowing on this. This is when I got 3rd place on. I think you got first a couple times on this track. This track right here is nice. This makes you really drive, you know what I'm saying?
So this is going to be very interesting with the 16 driver grand final later on here today. You can see Lee just darting out of the slipstream there.
Yeah, man, he worked for that because he was the 5th.
Well, he's certainly pulling alongside the Japanese driver as they come down the straight.
He qualified in 5th, the Australian. He's nice.
He's got the inside line, and now he has the racing back ahead of Takuma.
You have to remember for Miyazono as well, as actually I'll get back to that point in a second.
Miyazono, the Japanese, he started off, he was pole.
Try and make a move here in the cutting. We know the camber falls.
He started off in pole position.
Now he slots back in there as they'll go from one at a time. There's great pictures.
Australia, he worked. He was way back there.
The 7, 8, 9. The whole field is in this train. Amazingly close race so far. What I was going to say, it's going to be Miyazono over the last couple of days. We've seen both his, or 2 of his 3 titles slip away from him. So right now, he's only a single.
See, the thing is, I'm telling you, I noticed the dudes, man, the tighter they are toward that wall, the faster. You know that. That's just racing, period. But it's hard to judge in those, you know, in the sim. But when you do get it, like that dude's so tight against, look how tight he is against the wall. See, you get that extra little edge, and that's the key to driving these tracks right here. You got to get to that wall tight and just barely just skim it. You'll come out with that speed. That's just crazy.
World final, I should say, for the Nations Cup.
I think Lee actually is the fastest driver on the track. I mean, not that time-wise, but at the moment he is the quickest driver out there. But because of the nature of the circuit, he just can't.
Yeah, he is. He ain't bullshit. He is the fastest driver, I think.
Because right now, look, here we are. We're coming into the chase. Kokuben looks for a move. Is he going to go for it? He's still there. He's still hanging around. That's not a good thing to do.
Nice.
Don't overtake if you're not going to overtake, because you'd be
Nice.
and now
That
you're being
I'm saying, he's a bad motherfucker, dog. Look at that boy out front.
There's someone else, Yamanaka,
Australian
there
dude.
as well. 4 Japanese drivers glued together from the circuit. Kokuba wants the line. He's going to take that. Where's Yamanaka? You see on our inside at the moment. I would have made that move if I was him. I can see him very close.
He's nice,
oh,
guys.
penalty there for
Check him out.
Yamanaka, and I think that's for contact for earlier on.
That's with Guy Barbary. Yeah, the contact there is going to serve that penalty coming down this straight. He's up the inside. Kawakami versus Yamanaka, but this is all a bit academic, really, because Kawakami is going to be able to go ahead.
But look at the Australian. Look how he corners. It's different. They corner a little different than the Australian dude. He kind of like whips it from the outside, like
right to the back of the field. So he's got a lap and a half to gain 5 places, and I think that is just a bit too much of a tall order, even for someone as talented as Yamanaka. You can see here McEwen versus Wong side by side. Wong's not made much of an impression on this race after qualifying right towards the back of the field, and he is side by side with Matt McEwen, and now Matt McEwen is ahead and up into P5.
Yeah, these guys, of course, if you're unsure, you've just joined us, why P5 is so significant, because only the top 5 drivers will be going through to the final here. So even for right now, for McEwen and Asari, it's basically a fight for survival in this competition.
basically, he said only 5 drivers.
Are your top
I know the ones in the back, like, damn, come on. 1 out of 5, you can't get 1 out of 5. I know you're going to be mad as a mother.
Really good job of absorbing the pressure well, but I can't
all that training, all that driving, because these are the best of the best.
This lap will be nothing else.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, but penultimate lap right now, we say it a few times, it's really good to sort of try a move, or half try a move, before the last lap of the race.
And this is 2002, right? No, 2001. And now 2004, I'm going to show you the video. These dudes are still holding titles, getting titles. They're good, man. They're like real good now. But not these guys. The other guys. There's only one Kokoban is the one I see in a lot of the other races with Spain and Barcelona. He's in the Barcelona race, I think. I've seen his name a few times.
Has to concede, goes down the third place, and Miyazono and Kokuba hit each other now. And he's gone back up into the lead. That didn't go well, boys.
Was too deep into that corner.
I'm about to say, he's about to lose it from the outside.
Here comes McEwen and Soma Aseri then as well. So Kawakami, the big loser in all of that, and none of those fault. Oh, but he's into the back of Aseri. Oh, Kato's into the side of Aseri as well. It's all kicking off through Murray's corner. We're ready to start the final lap. Elbows out, boys.
That's
One
it.
last chance.
That's it. They tight.
He's seeing it right now. Oh, it doesn't this guy. Everyone's now just sending in every possible opportunity. Kato now and Asari squabbling over that last.
Yeah, so he tried to snap that turn. You see that? See, he's smart. See, that's the key too. See how the one right here, this dude here, number 8, he snapped. They was in front of him, but see how we got it? He snapped that turn. He turned out and he snapped as soon as he did it, gave him that whip, and he just took that little bit of slipstream and went right by him. Skill.
And what that's done is given a little gap to Kokuba at the front, but Kawakami probably looking at his mirrors and just panicking at the moment because there are 3 cars behind him who are very, very keen on taking this 5th place away.
Well, Christmas come early for Matt McEwen. Hasn't made too much of an impression on this race. That's a bit of a slide coming up the top of the hill, but now he is in 3rd position as a result of everybody else getting into one another on that last lap. So it's Lee, Miyazono, McEwen, Kokuba and Kawakami, the 5 drivers who will progress through into the grand final. But there's half a lap left. Where are they going to think about it?
It's going to be down at the chase on the straight. You see Miyazono now actually hustling the car, trying to get as close to Lee as possible. The closer you are coming out of Forestdale, the better chance you have of using that draft and getting by. And Lee just doesn't seem to quite have the pace this lap. Maybe a little bit tired now. Maybe the fatigue's starting to come. But then again, a good run at the dipper. There's a 4/10 gap now. It's a nice gap coming out of Forestdale, but it's not going to quite have enough to get down to the straight and get to the next corner without being
he came in there and put work in. That dude Lee,
predicted points on the screen, as you can see there, so it would be great for Kokuba and also for Miyazono, who would elevate himself up into 3rd position if the race finished now. But we've still got a few more corners remaining. You can see Lee coming under pressure from Takuma then.
Come on, man, don't let him. Don't let him.
You bet he is. Side by side they come down the Comrod straight into the chase. And Miyazono leads on the final.
You better get behind him and get that slip.
Miyazono, can he defend it though for the next couple of corners? Into the chicane we go. Lee is looking left, looking right, trying to find his way through. Keep an eye out for McEwen and Kokuba there in the background as well as they come down into Murray's corner for the final time. Really defensive line from Miyazono. Lee looks to the outside. Can he find his way through? That's too deep. You're never going to get that stopped, Andrew. Sadly not for him, but it is Miyazono who wins the semi-final. Hey, here in the Asia-Oceania region.
Still here, he's still winning
McEwen
champion.
gets ahead of me on the line as well.
Wow.
Final results then. Miyazono takes
That
the
was
full
a hell of a
course. Matt
fucking
McEwen from New
ending
Zealand.
race.
A surprise
He
second
got
place. Very
him.
happy with that. Andrew Lee with 8 points in first.
This kid right here, Miyazono, he's still winning
outside and
championship. I seen him in 2004
And
when
the World Series points ranking.
he
This is
didn't
how
win
it's
that
been
one,
after
though.
semi-final eight.
I think it was
Gallo, of course, atop.
Spain.
We know that
Spain
he
is
has those
killing
World
him right
Series
now.
points, but as a result of
Gallo,
Coquelin
he's
and
still
Miyazono's
doing his dance. That's what I'm
finishing
talking about, Gallo.
positions there, they elevate themselves
Gallo's,
into second
Italy,
and third place respectively.
Spain.
What an outstanding performance
Gallo's
by
doing this
Takuma
thing.
Miyazono from Japan to snatch victory in semi-final A. And Takuma is with me now. Takuma, how do you feel about that? Because that was a very, very intense race.
はい、まあやっぱ久々にとにかくこう勝てたっていうのがすっごい嬉しいですし、まあ、最後まで全然気抜けなくて、でまあずっとどうやったら最終的に、
You can read it.
でき
You
るか
can
ってい
see
う
it.
考えながら、
I know it's kind of thing is in front of it.
まあ自分の
So
狙い
it's
通
great.
り
He said to finish and lead, you know.
できてすごい良かったです。
I mean, Andrew Lee was a bit of a problem all the way through. What was going on with him? That was a very fierce battle.
はい。彼は今年何度かこう一緒にレースすることがあって。
He said he had opportunities to race with him before. He knew the dude had speed,
ましたし、
and he's good at battling
なんですかね、上手
on the track
上
and all
手な
that.
ドライバーなので、本当に
He says he's very aggressive.
それに加えてやっぱアグレッシブっていうところですごいこう
So I was concerned
ずっ
about
とこ
the
う
front
前後気を
and
使い
rear
な
of
が
my
ら
car.
走っていて、まあ、でもアグレッシブなんですけどすごくこうグリーンにバトルをしてくれて、で僕も、まあ、なんか、まあ、ちょっと当たったりはしたんですけど、こうお互いなんかこう弾き飛ばすようなことなく最後までお互い無事にレースを終えられて決勝に行けるということで、そうですね、はい、そこは良かったかなというふうに思います。
Yeah, it was incredibly close. You could literally probably put your arms through the windows and touch each other for the last lap. But Takuma, you know, congratulations on your win. So you've now got 16 points, so you're 2 points behind Valerio Gallo. Obviously, you're going to meet with him in that grand final, well, hopefully. And what's your kind of strategy for the final race?
やっぱバレリオは本当に速いので、まあ、今2ポイント差かもしれないんですけど、まあ、この後のレースで、まあ、彼もおそらく上位でゴールするでしょうし、そうするとまた多分点差も開いてしまうと思うので、まあ、ただでもこうやって今回、まあ、12ポイントを加算できたというところで、まあ、少しでもこう優勝には近づけたのかなっていうふうに思いますし、まあ、決勝に向けては、まあ、戦略をいろいろ考えているんですけど、まあ、レースが終わるまで
Being one of the finalists of the Toyota Gazoo Racing Cup is a honor because we are representing one of the most important brands in the world, which is Toyota, and also having the racing partnership with Gran Turismo is surely a big progress.
Okay, Gallo. I like Gallo. He got a lot of trophies.
3位と1位でいい成績を収められているので、今年の、TJLGT カップ、まあ、少なくとも表彰台で、できれば優勝を目指して頑張っていこうと思います。
Para mí es muy importante participar porque fue un campeonato que marcó mucho para mí.
Toyota Cup. Toyota Gazoo Racing GT Cup 2021 final.
The best 24 drivers in the world, so we'll try to give our best and have a good competition.
I expect it to be pretty much equal. We are on the same level and it's going to be really exciting.
Okay. So now we got some Toyota cars now. Okay.
Hello and a very warm
Hello.
welcome to the 2021 FIA certified
Ooh, she's
Gran
fine.
Turismo Championships World Finals weekend. We've got 3 fantastic days of racing ahead with the Manufacturers Series tomorrow and the Nations Cup on Sunday.
Yes.
And today we're kicking off with the Toyota Gazoo Racing GT Cup. 24 drivers from around the world have won their chance to race today. All of them will be desperate
24?
to bring home this beautiful
Wow.
trophy, along with an original
She said 24 is
provided
20.
by Kinto Car Subscriptions, who have become an official
Nice,
partner
I like
of the
that helmet.
TGR GT Cup from this year. The good news for all our drivers is that the TGR collection will be providing a full set of gear from their new e-motorsports line, created for e-motorsports competitors. So, who will follow in the footsteps of last season's winner, Takuma Miyazono from Japan? Talking of Japan, we've got a live audience in Tokyo, including senior executives from Toyota, who'll be watching every twist and turn of today's racing. I hope you guys have a great evening. Now, you won't need to wait long to hear from our resident GT experts, Tom Brooks and Jimmy Broadbent. But before that, let me explain what lies ahead. So the format's pretty simple, really. We've got 2 semi-finals, and the top 8 drivers in each will progress to the final. But the semis are crucial, as how well you qualify determines where you start on the grid for the final. First place in either semi gets you front row, second place in second row on the grid, and so on and so on. Drivers in the fastest semi-final will take all the odd numbers on the grid, so first, third, fifth, etc., etc. So hi, Tom and Jimmy. Hello. Talk us through, really waving, I'm quite here. Talk us through some of the key runners who we're going to be looking out for in this particular race.
Yeah, I mean, let's go first for semi-final 1. I mean, there's some drivers in there that we know and love. There are some new names in there, though, as well. You can see Valerio Gallo, Lucas Benelli, Igor Fraga, etc., etc. There's a few new names towards the bottom. I think let's start off with Valerio Gallo. He's been the man on form this year.
Definitely, definitely.
One to beat, OBS Series champions. I think he carries around that trophy with him.
I would not be surprised.
Walks around with it. And I mean, if he's not in the top 3 in semi-final, he's done something very wrong. Same as well for Igor Fraga. We know how quick he can be.
That's true, because he's good.
Like, we've had sort of on-off, on the ball, off the ball thing with Igor this year. Sometimes he's amazing, sometimes he's not.
Yeah, but also I feel like he's working up to like the peak of the crescendo, because it was sort of like a look. Yeah, I feel like he's kind of So hopefully. Fingers crossed.
Driver analyst Julia there.
Yeah, there's a crescendo of some kind. I saw it.
I like your work. Miroslav Kravchenko as well, German driver who, again, we've seen throughout 2021, a little bit last year, I think, as well. Drivers to keep an eye on, certainly, I think.
Yeah, I think a good outsider there. Maybe not quite the same raw pace as Gallo and maybe Fraga, but I think he still has that potential.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what about semi-final B then?
Well, I mean, again, there's some new names in there. There's some names that we're familiar with as well. You can see Jose Serrano, Baptiste Beauvoir, Thomas Laboutelet, etc. New names down the bottom of the order as well. I think kick off with Jose Serrano first off. Again, a driver who's been kind of the nearest rival this year to Gallo.
Yeah, isn't that weird how we're sort of comparing people as the nearest rival to Gallo, as like that's a good thing? But yeah, I mean, if there is a mistake at any point from Gallo, then Serrano's always been there, and I think he'll probably be quite glad that he's not in the same semi-final as Gallo, because that'd be a tough final otherwise.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And we want it to be these guys in the final. That's what we want to see, because it's been some amazing racing so far. And anyone else, like while we're here, anyone else to look out for?
Thomas Laboutelet, I think, really. Again, earlier on this year, we saw him performing incredibly well with Volkswagen, but his legacy was rather marred by running out of fuel in the last race.
I shouldn't laugh, but that's the clip I think of him now. I just think of him being, oh no, I don't have out of fuel. So hopefully now he'll give us a better clip.
Maybe he's got like the drive and dedication to be like, this can't be on my highlights reel. Like, I have to do something else, please. So yeah, maybe that'll put a fire in his belly. As you'd expect in the Toyota Gazoo Racing GT Cup, our drivers will be racing in Toyota cars. For the semi-finals, this is the little beauty that will provide all the power. The Toyota GR Yaris First Edition RZ High Performance, which I have to say is a personal favourite of mine. Let's see how it gets on for qualifying in our first semi-final.
So then, let's have a look at
Low
the
ass car. That thing's gonna push some big supers or
the Red Bull
something.
Ring in Spielberg, Austria, a track that is very well known, of course, in motorsport circles. 4.3 kilometres, Jimmy. We love it, don't we?
Yeah, definitely. It's a great overtaking zones, T1 and T3 at the top.
Red Bull Ring.
And a big climb up there from O and V up to AMS corner. Nice and easy and short for us to remember, of course. But that's going to be your best overtaking spot up there. Very big braking zone and a good point to send the car up the inside if you're feeling brave.
Lots of elevation, as you can see there as well, 65 metres in total from the top to the bottom of the track. Let's have a closer look at the race details. You can see the Toyota GR Yaris RZ High Performance, but interestingly, comfort soft tyres for the drivers.
Yeah, comfort soft tyres and of course wet conditions as well. So it's going to be very tricky out there for our guys to get powered out in this car, even with the Yaris's four-wheel drive system. So looking forward to seeing how these guys get on and to add some more fun in there. It's a standing start with a full start check. So if you're a little bit too twitchy at the start, your race can be over before it starts.
Qualifying for the semi-final was a really interesting affair. Tomoaki Yamanaka set the early pace in the session. A brilliant lap time of a 1:57.6. You can can see what it meant to the Japanese driver.
Yeah, keep an eye on these lap times because you're about to see one of the most amazing things I've personally seen, I think, in all my years commentating for GT Sport. First was Igor Fraga. He came across the start-finish line, narrowly slower than Tomoaki Yamanaka on a 1:57.64. Then Lucas Bonelli, also looking very quick. The Brazilian driver comes to the start-finish line. He's going to go even closer to Yamanaka. You can see splitting the two of them, less than a hundredth slower.
Amazing to see him as the top Brazilian driver. Sadly, the same could not be said for Miroslav Kravchenko. He was half a second or so down. It only puts him 7th on the grid once he took the Czechoslovakian flag. And then all eyes are on this man here, Giorgio Mangino. He had a brilliant middle sector of the lap and looked like he was going to carry that towards the timing line. Would it be enough to overhaul Tomoaki Yamanaka? Not quite. 11,000th, put him 3rd on the grid.
Then, check this out, this is insane. It's Valerio Gallo, again, up in the middle sector. Look at his lap time compared to Yamanaka. Comes across the start-finish line, bam! 1/1000th of a second separates first to second, and down from first to fifth, it is less than 200. So it is an amazingly close qualifying.
And there is the grid confirmation for you. So it's Yamanaka and Gallo on the front row, Bonelli, Mangino row 2, Fraga, Lopez row 3, Sasaki, Sirigaya row 4, Solis, Kravchenko row 5, Velasco and Candinolian complete the 6th row.
Well done to Tomoaki Yamanaka from Japan for grabbing pole position in our first semi-final. Let's waste no time in finding out if he can capitalise on it as we go trackside for semi-final A.
Here we are then on the grid, ready for semi-final A for the Toyota GR GT Cup and the Red Bull Ring. Wet conditions, as you can see here, and it's Tomoaki Yamanaka who lines up on pole position. Alongside him on the front row of the grid is Valerio Gallo, the Italian driver, just 1,000th of a second away in qualifying trim. Lucas Bonelli, the lead Brazilian on the grid, lines up P3. And company alongside, he has got the Italian Giorgio Mangino. Next up, we have Igor Fraga, the 2018 Nations Cup champion. Alongside the Brazilian, he's got Koke Lopez for company in P6. Then we have Sasaki lining up P7 on the grid. Let's see how Takuma is going to fare. He's got Matheus Sirigaya, the Thai driver, alongside him in P8. The final row inside the top 10 comprised of Danny Solis in 9th position, and then Miroslav Kravchenko, the German driver. Just outside of the top 10 on the final row of the grid is Velasco, the Briton. Let's see how Quincy is going to fare. He has got Paul Candinolian alongside him in P12, completing the grid. Ready to go then for semi-final A for the Toyota Gazoo Racing GT Cup here at the Red Bull Ring in Spielberg. Wait for those 5 red lights to come on when they go out. 10 laps of racing will be underway here. Just to remind you, Comfort Soft tyres available for our drivers as well, meaning grip is not going to be at a premium at all. Lights out and away we go. Yamanaka gets away well, as does Valerio Gallo. Slotting into the slipstream as well is Lucas Bonelli into 3rd position. On the brakes into the first corner. Look at Fraga having a bit of a look up the inside as Mangino also tries to make ground from 4th position, but it's as you were from the start. Yamanaka leads the way up the hill in towards turn 2 and turn 3 with Gallo, Bonelli, Mangino and the like following as they come down in towards that braking zone. So this is the first opportunity they'll have to try and make a move, but they're a bit more spaced out than they would like coming in towards this corner. So on the brakes in towards turn 3 we go. Mangino has a look up the inside of Bonelli. Can he make anything through there? No, not quite. It's as you were as they come out of turn 3 on the run down to T4.
Yeah, decent clean start from our lads there, given how slippery it is. Fraga, though, still having a look at Giorgio Mangino on the inside on the way down to T4. It's downhill braking here, so it's very easy to veer loose. Mangino now has got the move made. There he is, and Fraga not quite happy with this. Tries to lunge back there at the inside. Mangino covers it off. Understeers a little bit, though, on exit there, just trying to get the car into the corner, but manages to stay ahead for now. We're on board with the roof cam of Igor Fraga. The wipers just about working away on the front of the screen. Now we go into this middle section, and look how the cars move in the wet conditions. They are far from stuck to the ground. These Comfort Soft tyres are definitely not grippy, and it takes a special sort of drive to get the car under quickly and in one piece.
Well, absolutely. And one thing to consider as well, of course, it's a standing start. They won't have had the advantage of being able to do that warming up lap. No heat in the tyres and the brakes, so they're getting that in on this first lap here.
Yeah, I mean, kind of. I don't think it is. You have to keep in mind, of course, that these wet conditions is constantly cooling the tyre down. So, given this tyre is treaded, it will warm up a little bit as compared to maybe a slick tyre. But We'll do that next, but I'll put them on set to see how they do. Gallo, they're getting very close to the end. The back of Yamanaka as we come to the end of the first lap now, coming up the last corner. It's Yamanaka, Gallo, Benelli, Mangano, Fraga at the moment. Top 5 cars very close together. Then it's Lopez, Sasaki and Surigaya down to 8th place. We're still on board now with Valerio Gallo. Not quite close enough for a look into T1. Good to get an onboard shot though and see the line through here. Pretty much the dry line. You see an exit, the car drifts out to the exit, straight up the steering wheel to try and make the car drift as quickly as possible, but not scrub the tyres too much.
There's a horrible sausage curve on the outside there, which Igor Fraga got very familiar with, if you remember, a couple of years ago in the World Tour. Big winners on the first lap, Miroslav Kravchenko as well as Paul Candelonian. They made a position each respectively. Kravchenko up to 9th place, Candelonian up into P11 from starting 12th on the grid. Through turn 3 we go then, onto the long straight. You can see the markers on either side of the circuit as we come through now. That's the penalty zone, so if drivers do obey the rules, then that's where they will be serving those penalties, so keep an eye out for that. And you'll see that also indicated on the left hand side of your screen where the tower graphic is with a red dot flashes next to their name. So a relatively sedate first couple of laps coming in towards these hairpin pins. I say that though, as there was a bit of contact in the mid-pack there, and that has sent Danny Solis right down the order. I think it was himself and Kravchenko who came to blows there.
You say contact, I think that was just a bowling ball there down into T4. I'm not quite sure what happened there, but I'm sure our stewards will be on that as soon as they can be. I mean, while looking at Sasaki in the middle of the field at the moment, not quite able to get past Kravchenko, who has gained another couple of pace now up to P7. That's free from a starting position. There is Danny Solis now on the back of the pack. Here's a replay of what happened. Let's have a look. So we are having a look back at Danny Solis. Goes to the move. Oh, he's on the wet line. Just, yeah, nowhere near manages to get that stop. I admire his optimism there, but unfortunately, Surigaya, they're getting a bit of a slap on the way through as Solis tries to stop the car.
Yeah, apologies there to Kravchenko. It wasn't him who was involved in that incident on lap 2, so it was Solis into the side of Sasaki and also Surigaya getting caught up in that. At the end of lap 2, it's Yamanaka that still leads the way, 0.2 of a second ahead of Valerio Gallo. We ride on board then with the Japanese driver down in towards turn number 1. So you're Valerio Gallo, you've got Yamanaka in front, you've got Lucas Benelli close behind. You don't want to be making any rash moves too soon here, Jimmy. What's going through your mind right now?
Just take it easy, you know, you've got the leading position, and if Gallo does go for a move, you're only 3 laps into the race, so it doesn't really matter too much at this point. There's going to give a little flash of the lights to Yamanaka and say, I'm here, no, let's not fight just yet. But I've seen Gallo do that in the past and go for a lunge, so you can't trust Valerio. He's definitely a wily old boy. Just a little update on Dennis Solis, by the way, slapped with a 2-second penalty there for that attempt, I think is the word to use, and overtake down to the bottom there. So matters worth for Dennis Solis.
2 Brazilians going head-to-head then here. This is Igor Fraga versus Lucas Benelli for 4th position. Very close indeed as Fraga going for the inside line on his compatriot down on the brakes in towards turn 4. Can Fraga make the move stick on Benelli? Benelli holds on to P4. Mangano's a little bit wide into turn 4 there. Runs a little bit wide on the exit. Benelli's got a tighter line on the inside and has got 3rd position for the time being, but they're going to flick it left. Can Benelli hold track position as they come in towards the left-hander? Mangano's got track position on the inside there, but Benelli's got the overspeed. Very close as they understeer their way through the left-hander. Benelli's out a little bit wide there. Mangano just about holds it through on the inside. Fraga's ready to come through on him as well. Benelli does manage to get himself up into 3rd place.
It wonders how little grip there is. There it is. These guys are just dancing around this little sector. And now there goes Velasco in the background. He's gone wide as well. I was going to say already that Kravchenko's lost a few places, and I'm not sure if he was the one responsible for Quincy's sort of journey to the gravel there, but we'll get an update as soon as we know. Back to Lucas Benelli heading this sort of second pack at the moment. I was going to say at the start of all that, back early in that, did he have a little contact with Mangano? I'm not sure. I mean, again, our stewards, Hawkeye, don't know if that's happened or not, but we'll stay on board with Giorgio Mangano now, of course, the second place of our Italians in this field at the moment. Benelli in front, going down to, well, up towards T1, I should say. It's uphill braking here, so you can brake a little bit later than you usually would, but even in these wet conditions, it's quite Lucas there, hitting all sorts of sideways, misses the apex, and then what he did there was try to commit to the corner, trying to avoid the slowdown. Now we've got 3 wide coming up towards T3.
Yeah, you can see then Igor Fraga coming in towards to join them as well, because Mangano was a little bit slow through there. Benelli's on the inside then, so down this straight we go. Here comes Koke Lopez, ready to try and join the party. On the brakes into turn 3 we go. Fraga on the inside, don't think he's going to make anything through there. Side by side in front with Benelli versus Mangano once again through the hairpin. On the straight, down on the run to T4. A penalty for Kravchenko there. He's been awarded 2 seconds for contact that might have been, as Judy said, with Velasco. But they're still running nose to tail as we come on that run down to T4.
I think Kravchenko 600 lap to practice for this race. It's not really shown, unfortunately, for Kravchenko. Here's Coque Lopez looking at the back of Igor Fraga. Again, I'm not sure if it's just a tiny bit of contact there. It's quite hard to judge this, of course. Bear in mind, you're in the wet conditions. The braking zones are a lot longer. And a little flash of the lights there from Coque Lopez to Igor Fraga. I think maybe a little bit of a hurry up. Let's see if we can get on with things, please. Coming through this middle section, you see Fraga turning in a little bit too early, getting just a four-wheel understeer that comes with these wet conditions. If you turn in just slightly at the wrong time, don't get the power down, the weight's in the wrong place in the car, and you can't get the car to rotate properly. That's what happened to Igor through there. It's 2x2 as we come into the last sector once more. Coque not quite close enough for a move. Igor with a great exit there, so keep him happy for a little bit. And that puts him into the back of Mangano in front. So it looks like the battle for third place is now between 3 cars.
Velasco's picked up a penalty then on that lap as well. Can't quite see what that is for, but either way, not good at all for the British driver. He was quite far down the order at the start of this race, and that has sadly compounded what's been a difficult semi-final A for him so far. Just to remind you, the top 8 drivers will be going through into the grand final for the Toyota Gazoo Racing GT Cup 2021 here. So, top 8 positions at the moment are bookended by Sirigaya, and let's see whether it is going to be the Thai driver who holds on to that 8th place before this race reaches its conclusion. Already at the halfway stage, we are now of semi-final A. Riding aboard here then with Igor Fraga, shifting up the 6-speed gearbox, really short gearing on this Toyota GR Yaris. I can testify to that because I have one at home. And yeah, I had to drop it at some point, JB. But it's a car designed for acceleration rather than top speed, and you can see that just how quickly they were shifting up the gearbox in towards 6th gear before the end of that straight.
I wonder if during the design meeting, the guys said, "Oh, I wonder what it will bring like in the wet conditions of the Red Bull right now." Now we get to find out. It's the beauty of GT Sport and Sim Racing. Meanwhile, we'll look back at this battle for third place. There's Yamanaka and Gallo, the 4-point picture. Now we have Benelli, Mangano, Fraga and Lopez coming down towards the hairpin. All in a similar sort of driving style there, so just rotating the car into the corner, using that four-wheel drive to sort of pull you back out again. But when you do that, you have to make sure you're accounting for that. Give yourself a little bit more space and exit, because the car will naturally drift out to the curb on the outside. Double apex corner here into the left hand, very tricky to get right in these conditions, using all the runoff there and a little bit more for the guys in front. You can see it's almost like these guys don't stay in a straight line very long, constantly sliding, constantly rotating the car. It's the quickest way around in these conditions.
Beautiful to see it though, great car control from these drivers. Of course, 4-wheel drive this Toyota GR Yaris, limited slick differentials on the front and rear as well. And they'll have the advantage, I believe, of torque vectoring as well, so they can adjust the torque between the front and the rear as to what sort of setup they would like. They'd like a slightly more rear-biased power differential with this car. You can see here Yamanaka got that gap up to just over 0.4 of a second between himself and Valerio Gallo. These two running a relatively quiet race as it stands at the moment, and you wonder when Valerio Gallo is going to pounce, because surely he's not just going to sit behind Yamanaka for the entirety of this race.
I think he'll wait for you to read the rest of the spec sheet from your car first, and then you might have a move, but there's no reason at the moment. Obviously, of course, having a better run in this race is going to help you going into the finals, but for now, why not just stay there? I mean, the only place that matters is where you are when you're crossing the line on the last lap. So I always say that if you can set yourself up very nicely for that, then great. And if you can pull away and not have to worry about the guy behind you, even better. But in this situation where the slipstream is really, really strong around you, it's hard to break away from the guys in front. It's better to be patient and time your move. If you make the move too early, next lap maybe they come back at you. All they know what to expect next time the attack comes. Too late, of course, they won't be that place.
Fastest man on track so far is Takuma Sasaki down in 7th position. He's got the quickest lap overall on track so far out of all of these drivers, 12 of them which are on track at the moment. You can see the difference in lines, I should say, rather, into that turn 4 corner there. Some going a little bit wide, scrubbing off a bit more speed to try and get a better exit. Some taking a tighter line and carrying a little bit less speed into that corner. Interesting to see the difference in that. I suppose that's one thing that the wet conditions do allow, is that you can sort of experiment with the lines and find out and feel where the grip is.
Yeah, a little bit around here, of course. We usually say that in the wet conditions you want to stay off the curves, but in some instances it's actually the complete opposite. Some curves in the wet actually hold a lot of grip, especially in karting as well. Of course, these are, I mean, they're driving like glorified go-karts right now, given how sideways they are, but I think around here maybe you can kind of just take the normal drive because you are making sure that you're accountable for the fact that you aren't going to stop as quickly, you aren't going to turn as well. And when you do get on the throttle, you are probably going to drift out to the outside of the circuit. So there is a level of restraint that takes driving in these conditions too. And here's one man who has had quite a lot of experience. Like I've mentioned a few times before, he is, well, I think he still is a real life racing driver. A lot of experience in a blue car and in conditions like these. So, but interestingly, the experience is not paying off for him.
You can see the steely determinations we rode on board with him briefly there, coming through that right-hander, and just looks very calm, very composed. Giorgio Mangano also looking pretty concentrated. Interesting to see the difference in driving styles between the two, and what I mean by that is how they're sitting at the wheel. Mangano seems to almost sit on the wheel, whereas Fraga seems to just be a little bit more relaxed in terms of his driving position.
You wouldn't think Fraga's having a good time at all. He looks like he's having the worst time of his life. And that's just his driving face. I would love to do a series on driving faces because there are some funny things like that.
These are all yours.
Yeah, mine. I look like I have some sort of problem. But Gallo is just, again, you get a shift in the seat every now and then, but he just looks like he's chilled out. But you can see, look at his chest closely, breathing heavy, he's concentrating, he knows, he right now he's just thinking about what's going on. When you get to this sort of level of driving, Gallo and Yamanaka, you're sort of almost on a little bit of autopilot to an extent. The rest, the real brain power is thinking, right, how do I get past this guy? How do I do it well? He cannot respond. And that's why we keep using the term a high-speed chess game, because it is likely you're really thinking 4 or 5 corners in front all the time, just trying to think, where am I strong, where is he weak, where can I pounce?
I was talking about the difference in driving styles as well here, and you can see that really evidently between Yamanaka. He seems to be generating a lot more understeer through that car, coming into the corners. You can see him just taking wider lines there, but squaring it off later on in the corner, whereas Valerio Gallo, despite that sideways movement, seems to be just a bit tighter on the corners, but it's a bit of a yin and a yang sort of thing. Mangano is faster, Gallo, I should say, is faster in other areas, whereas Yamanaka is quicker in different areas on the track. So, though Yamanaka's sort of solution to driving with that understeer might look a bit slower, it seems to be paying off for him because, well, Gallo's not getting past, let's put it that way.
The corners we were on board there, Gallo better exits every corner. So he's really good on corner exit there. Yamanaka, I think, fires a bit more speed into the corner. Then by the time they get their way down the sprint, they sort of meet, they're sort of meet halfway in the middle. So here's another look at it. We go into T1. Yamanaka then through the corner, you see as he turns in early, puts a lot of power into the car early. Gallo waits a bit, he lets the car settle and then gets into the power. He knows he's got the draft, so he can be a bit calmer through the corner there. Yamanaka, of course, has got his mirror full of one of the fastest drivers in GT Sport, so I'm sure he's feeling the pressure.
Is he going to go for a move down towards T3? He certainly is. Gallo sends it up the inside on lap 8 then. Can he take the lead away from Yamanaka and get it stopped? Yes, he can. Brilliantly timed and executed from the Italian driver. He's back in front and into the lead.
This is what I meant by the chess game, because now you're thinking ahead of that. Yamanaka will get it back in the same corner that the last lap. Gallo will get it back and be in the lead going into the mid-sector, which is what he wants. So he's now thinking 2 laps in advance. This is some 4D chess moves, so my brain cannot comprehend them.
On the brakes in towards turn 4 then. Nice tight line there for those guys as they come through. Looks like Mangano was having to defend a bit from Igor Fraga coming through that corner as well. So into this infield section, this is where we saw Yamanaka generating more understeer as he comes in through that left-hander. Let's see the difference in lines between them, because as you said, Jimmy, Gallo seems to just be able to get a really strong exit out of these corners. But it's pretty even Stevens coming through there at the moment.
But yeah, I mean, as you say, that you're seeing it there, just on the exit, Gallo pulling away ever so slightly, but now he's in a different position. He's the one now punching the hole in the air. He's the one now having to look in the mirror, and because of their little overtaking, back at T4, T3, they're now having to deal with the rest of the pack who have gained back up again. Any time you spend overtaking or fighting with someone around you, you lose time automatically. It's just the way things are. They didn't want to look at the front end of Toyota Yaris. There's a pretty good one as Yamanaka closes right up to the rear boot lid of Gallo. And Gallo immediately, very cleverly, goes to the centre of the circuit. And when you're following, sometimes you forget to follow the guy in front for maybe like a second or so. All that time you don't do that, you're not getting the draft. And Gallo now really starting to try and break the toe, try and get himself as much gap as possible. And now interested to see if he allows his pass to happen. The 4D chess moves that I mentioned before are going to be paying off for him.
Just to remind you, of course, top 8 drivers only going through into the grand final for this Toyota Gazoo Racing GT Cup. At the moment, it is still Leo Sirigaya, the Thai driver, who is holding on to that position. So down into the heavy braking zone we go. Mangano's really late on the brakes. Contact into the back of Pinelli, into the side of Yamanaka. That was messy from Mangano. Just a bit too late on the brakes there. I wonder whether the stewards are going to be having a little look at that.
Yamanaka there, very much innocent in all of that. He moved there, wasn't in between him and Mangano. It was Mangano and Benelli, but unfortunately Yamanaka caught the end of it. And that's got to be a penalty, surely, given the effect that's had on that part of the race. But we'll keep an eye on it. Yamanaka, though, is still in third place, as Tom said, top 8 to go through, so he hasn't got to worry too much, of course. So he's just, I think, he'll be a bit frustrated with that. He's done very well in this race, Yamanaka, and just sort of get caught in the pack. That's what you try and avoid in these races. Getting involved in that mid-pack is usually the most detrimental thing you can do. Being out on your own in clean air, that is the nicest thing possible. But right now, Yamanaka still in third place. Mangala is a bit slow through there, actually. That's a really interesting point. It's a good car length or two. Opened up just in that one corner. So we're actually now maybe starting to see the speed of Yamanaka compared to the rest of the field.
Fraga there in the background looks to be getting his elbows out on the back of Koke Lopez. Just seems to be having a sneaky look up the inside through turn 5 and 6 there. Wasn't quite able to make anything stick, but we're coming on to the final lap. I wonder whether that might have been a dress rehearsal for the last time there. So, Valerio Gallo, now his gap with all of the drama that went on behind him that was caused by his countryman Giorgio Mangano, has a 7/10 advantage coming on to this last lap. So all that Gallo needs to do really here is just kind of keep things calm, keep things on the straight and narrow, do what he's been doing, and he'll get this one sewn up.
We'll see, of course. We do have 2 very long drafting zones coming up around here, so it definitely isn't done yet. We're on board with Yamanaka, of course, who was leading this time round in the last lap for a second place. On board now, coming through T1 in the draft of Benelli. A poor exit, though, not a good exit from Yamanaka. That relative, you can see in the top left-hand corner, going up slightly to half a second. He won't be able to pull that back. Interestingly, though, will Benelli be able to close down Gallo before we get down to the corner? I don't think he will. A penalty there for Giorgio Mangano. Undoubtedly fully contact this time last lap. So last time through then into T3, no one going for any moves. Interesting. I think waiting maybe on the run down to T4. Last time on the brakes open.
So here we go then. This is the penalty for Giorgio Mangano. It's going to drop him presumably right towards the back then of this top 7 of the group that are coming through your screen now. And in fact, Mangano's penalty is going to be applied to him at the end of the race, so that will be interesting to see how it all works out there for the Italian driver. On the brakes into turn 4, the drivers go. No moves being made. They're all running pretty nose to tail, and that's kind of the real last big opportunity. It's not the last opportunity, but you have to be pretty inventive and creative and have a lot of trust in your other driver if you're going to send it up at the inside of the final sector.
Well, if anyone's going to do it, it's going to be our superstars. I'll tell you that. This guy is given an inch to take a mile and a half. That's what these guys are like. But Gallo leads for the last time. Fiddle the sector from Benelli, from Yamanaka. Giorgio Mangano, I think, is going to serve a penalty coming out of there. I'm just seeing the penalty meter fill up, so to speak. So will he be able to stay in the top 8?
Well, let's see what happens then for Giorgio Mangano. Yep, the second penalty zone, as you say there, Jimmy. So he'll be able to serve that then now. And where will it release him to once the rest of the field then comes through? 1 second is the penalty. I think he's just going to drop behind Takuma Sasaki there. Or in fact, he's on the inside of Igor Fraga, or trying to get his elbows out. Certainly it's the last couple of corners. So 6th place then for Giorgio Mangano. But it's his countryman, Valerio Gallo, who's coming through the final corner and aiming it for the timing line. A brilliantly executed drive for Valerio Gallo for the win in semi-final A for the 2021 Toyota Gazoo Racing GT Cup. Benelli comes home second, Yamanaka is third, Lopez, Fraga, Mangano, Sasaki and Sirigaya are the 8 drivers that make it through and progress into the grand final. Sadly, we say goodbye to Candanoli and Velasco, Krevchenko and Danny Solis after that 10-lap race. And a brilliant performance it is from Valerio Gallo, half a second the advantage. He finishes on top ahead of Benelli and Yamanaka of the semi-final A.
A terrific performance there by Valerio Gallo from Italy, who's with me now. So, Valerio, it looked kind of comfortable. I know maybe that's not how it felt, but, you know, we're quite used to your consistent performance, so I felt quite comfortable. How did you feel?
I mean, I didn't feel comfortable at all, but, yeah, at least, let's say, I managed to qualify, which was the most important thing. But, yeah, unexpected result, actually.
You waited for your moment to overtake Yamanaka. When that happens, are you really aware of it, or do you just kind of go with your gut? You're like now is the time, and you don't even have to think, you just make the move?
Yeah, let's say you have to have this kind of determination, especially in a condition of a world finals. I always try to save some tires and also, let's say, keep the pace for the first laps and then try to attack at the end, otherwise also the guys behind will have also recovered quicker.
So we don't know yet whether you're pole position for the grand final. Obviously we have to run semi-final B, but what do you reckon your chances are? Who's your hottest competition? Is it Serrano?
It's kind of tough to say. Yeah, let's see, especially what's going to happen in the semi-final. I also know that Baptiste Benoit is back on the charge. And yeah, also Yamanaka as well, shown to be a really strong competitor today. So yeah.
Are you going to go for the hat trick? Are you going to win everything this weekend? Are you starting off strong and you're just going to smash through all of them?
Yes.
Yes, that's the answer we wanted. Brilliant, excellent. Thank you so much, Valerio. Congratulations.
Thank you, Julia.
So the first of our semi-finals did not disappoint. And if you're someone who likes to avoid disappointment, then I wanted to give you a gentle reminder that the all-new GT7 is coming out on the 4th of March and is now available to pre-order on the PlayStation Store or via your favourite retailer. And after that public service announcement, let's get back to some more racing and head over to the qualifying for semi-final B.
Qualifying then for semi-final B went well for some drivers, sadly not for Baptiste Beauvoir. A mistake on his flying lap, too wide, resulted in a penalty, and it means he'll be starting right in the middle of the grid.
Yeah, he would have known about that straight away as well. These guys know circuits like the back of their hand. As soon as he went wide, he would have known. Here's Helps coming through the last corner a little bit too much on the inside curve.
Oh my God, no! Such a bad last corner.
And he knows it as well. He knew it straight away. 0.5-second penalty. So easy to do under pressure. However, Kobayashi, though, a little bit of a standout in this. The 16-year-old driver doing incredibly well, coming across the line and actually going into provisional pole with a 157.3, extremely fast.
That was 0.3 of a second quicker than the fastest lap we saw in qualifying for semi-final A. Takuma Miyazono was on a flyer. He came towards the timeline. Would it be enough, though, to depose Kobayashi? No, it would not. He would start at best from second place on the grid. Then it was Carlos Salazar's turn to take to the checkered flag. The Portuguese driver, great to see him back. He put a time in at this point, quick enough for fourth.
Here was the Beaujolais, of course, and we know him best for his unfortunate antics in the Manufacturer Series a few rounds ago, but comes across the start-finish line. Actually a very impressive time for him. That would have been good enough for pole position, I think, in the last round, but only good enough for third in this one.
So here is Jose Serrano, then the Spaniard, who everybody has been watching and praising so far in 2021. He put in a time quick enough for third on the grid, the head of the second row. A brilliant lap time it was then for him, but it was an all-Japanese front row with Rikuto Kobayashi from Takuma Miyazono for semi-final B.
What a fantastic lap by Rikuto Kobayashi from Japan to grab pole position in our second semi-final. I'm sure that will have impressed our audience who are watching at Polyphony Digital, who produce Gran Turismo. Enjoy your day, everyone. Now it's time to find out which drivers can finish in the top 8 and qualify for the grand final.
Semi-final B for the Toyota Gazoo Racing GT Cup takes place here once again at the Red Bull Ring in Spielberg, and it is an all-Japanese front row headed by Rikuto Kobayashi. The 16-year-old lines up on pole position with the old hand, as it were. Takuma Miyazono alongside him on that front row of the grid. The next row is our first European competitor, Jose Serrano, the young Spaniard, lines up P3. He has got Thomas Leboutelet, the Frenchman, for company alongside him. Next up we have Benjamin Cho, the Chinese Taipei driver, qualifying in P5. Great for him to be so far up the grid, as well as Carlos Salazar, the Portuguese driver, lining up P6 alongside him. Then is Andrew Lee, the Australian. Keen to see how he is going to fare from P7 with Kevin Pounder for company alongside. Just inside the top 10 we have the Chilean Ancal Inestrosa. Ancal qualifying went further down the order than he would like, with Amit Ekle alongside him. Then we have Baptiste Beauvoir, who we saw have a moment in qualifying a few minutes ago, and he has got Dean Helt for company alongside him, who again also had a tricky qualifying. Let's see then what is going to happen as we get ready to go racing for semi-final B here at the Red Bull Ring in Spielberg for the Toyota Gazoo Racing GT Cup. Kobayashi on the right, Miyazono on the left, ready to go for lights out for semi-final B and 10 laps of the Austrian circuit here. Lights out and we go racing in. Good start from Miyazono and Kobayashi off the front row of the grid as they lead the way down towards the first corner, in towards and up the hill they go through to turn 1. It's Kobayashi from Miyazono, from Serrano as they come through. Leboutelet slots into 4th from Cho in 5th, so it's as you were off the starting grid. out of turn 1 and on the run down to turn 2 and then turn 3. That heavy braking zone could be the first opportunity for some moves to be made as we ride on board here with Kobayashi then. So into turn 2 we go, then into the heavy braking zone of turn 3. Miyazono pulls out from behind the slip dream, has a look up the inside of Kobayashi. Can he make the move stick? Labutale's up the inside of Serrano in the background there as well. Miyazono leans on the inside of Kobayashi, isn't quite able to make the move stick on the entry of the corner, and as such it is Kobayashi that retains the lead from Miyazono. Serrano is still ahead of Labutale for third as well.
Yeah, nice respectful racing there between the two Japanese drivers. It's been very easy just to run one another off the circuit there, but decided not to. Serrano broke big time on the brakes there. Wow, what a move by Serrano. Did Miyazono just forget to brake there or something? I'm not quite sure what happened, but Serrano there from a long way back past Miyazono. I don't think that was intentional either. Just a great move from the Spaniard. Wow, I didn't see that coming at all.
Fantastic from Jose Serrano. The young Spaniard is held in very high esteem after his conduct on track in 2021, and moves like that are exactly why that is. Meanwhile, Labutale is now coming under pressure from Ben Cho. Cho in turn is also coming under pressure from the Australian Andrew Lee as they come through. So the top three have kind of splintered away almost, only by 7/10 of a second or so, but that's enough for them to not be under any immediate pressure as we come towards the end then of the first lap. Let's have a look at a replay then, and we can see some side-by-side action in the background there. This is Kobayashi versus Miyazono for the race lead. Then you can see Jose Serrano getting himself ahead on the brakes. Like you said, Jimmy, just Miyazono a bit too cautious.
Part of me also thinks that maybe he just outbraked himself and panicked and went to the inside and made it look like it was pretty good. I'm sure it was intentional.
For the end of the first lap then, Kobayashi leads from Serrano from Miyazono. Decent start from Dean Helk from last up into 10th position, so looking to try and get into that top 8 of course and qualify for the final. Top 8 go through, if you didn't know. Anyone below that of course has to go home or stay home I guess. I think we're still doing this remotely.
It's this work from home strategy that we're still employing here with the FIA Gran Turismo Championship. Yeah, we do hope of course that we'll see you again in person very, very soon as the world begins to open up. Anyway, riding on board through turn 2, on the brakes into turn 3 with Takuma Miyazono here then. So he's been done over by Jose Serrano here, but he knows that Kobayashi's not going to be pulling away anytime soon. Do you think he's just going to sit behind and just play the safe game for now?
Yeah, I mean, there's an element of that. We saw it in the last race as well. Sometimes you've got to just pick your battles and maybe not get too aggressive too soon. Because what you really want to ideally do is pick a group of cars with a similar pace that you just sort of try and put away from the field if you can. The worst thing you want to do is squabble with Miyazono, looking to try and repay Jose Serrano for the last lap. Not quite close enough to do so, but almost got alongside there, which would have been enough for Serrano to give him some sort of racing room. But that's a really nice overtaking spot there. It seems that if you just go a little bit later on the brakes, you can carry a lot more speed into the corner. I think Miyazono is starting to realise that now that you're racing conditions, having of course been mucked himself in that before. Labutale, by the way, up to P4 as well. Oh, sorry, he started P4. I thought he came over the field a bit there, but still up there in the background. I think just waiting is Thomas the Richmond. They're just waiting for him to have maybe try and gain a couple more places. But at the same time, he's in a qualifying position. Why bother?
It's amazing how close all these drivers are out on track as well. The biggest gap is between the top two. That's 6.8 of a second. Everybody else is within sort of half a second or so, pretty much, up and down the field. It's so impressive how they're just able to run bumper to bumper almost on this track and almost anticipate what the other drivers are going to be doing and just run in such close combat for such long periods of time.
Yeah, just have a look at Kobayashi's driver cam. He looks like he's under a lot of pressure there. I mean, he's a very young lad, Kobayashi, only 16 years old, leading a field of drivers who have been around the GT sport for a very long time. He's doing a very good job of it. He's actually pulling away from Jose Serrano on a circuit where pulling away is almost impossible because of this draft. So a fantastic drive so far from Kobayashi, but still a long way to go in this race. Here's Carlos Salazar from Mango and Estrada. He's got a penalty.
Yeah, not quite sure what that's all about there. Can't see whether that's been awarded for track limits or whether it's for contact. Yeah, half a second, so track limits there for Angel and Estrada, presumably then. Half a second it is, and he tries to make that up on the brakes as he comes quite close to the back of Carlos Salazar. He's about to serve that penalty then. You can see the bar filling up on your screen. You can see the yellow markers either side of the circuit. Half a second it will be for Angel and Estrada. He'll lose time. Possibly a position here to Kevin Pounder as Pounder then pulls towards the Chileans outside, and it's now Pounder up into 8th place in Estrada, demoted down into 9th position.
See, Estrada looking to try and come back on the inside there, sort of being very careful on the brake. Initial big input, and actually sort of playing the brake a little bit into the braking zone. I think maybe he just over-braked a little bit and was trying to carry a bit more speed through the corner. But that 0.5-second penalty, they're annoying, those penalties, because of course these guys with very strict track limits. They're sorry in the background. I just noticed, I think that was Inestrosa and so Beauvoir and Helmut in the background, a little bit of side-by-side contact. Beauvoir now on the outside. Will Beauvoir be able to go around the outside and keep it? No chance there. Helmut slides back across in the centre there. Now Beauvoir's got the better exit, but there's not really much he can do about it. There's a big GR Yaris shaped lump in front of him that he can't quite get around. So here's Angel Inestrosa, the view back. It's a great view from back there, but Helmut not able to seemingly able to progress any further than 10th at the moment.
I've got to say, Beauvoir, he's going to be absolutely ruining that mistake he made in qualifying. Such a simple error, just running a little bit wide through that midsection, especially in wet conditions, on comfort soft tyres, and he's battling outside the top 10, and he was one of our sort of hot favourites going into this as well.
Yeah, we have to remember that Baptiste Beauvoir is actually, I think, one of the quickest GT Sport drivers around right now, but he's just not performed so far this year. I'm not quite sure what it is. Maybe maybe the level's gone up. Maybe he's not had as much time to practice. Maybe he's just not as comfy as he used to be in GT Sport. It happens every now and then. You go through phases of being on form and being off form. But it's been very strange to watch Baptiste have an extra one added to his position.
It's disappointing for you because you're not able to award him any baguettes.
No, not recently. No, you don't tend to get an 11th place baguette, but hey, maybe soon. But here we are then, down towards T3 again. That's what it's called, T3. That Kingston Town.
It's not a corner, is it?
Otherwise, the GT Sports director will tell me off if I say T2. Meanwhile, back to the front of the field, Kobayashi still leading. Well, that gap's stable, around half a second or so. Not able to put away, but I've got to say, not really under pressure, is he?
I'm so impressed with his maturity, as you said, Jimmy. He's 16 years old, and he is just driving beyond his years, given his experience. And who knows, he may have been playing Gran Turismo for a long time. He may have only just picked it up very recently. Either way, he looks like he's been racing for years and years, and he's just not under any pressure from behind, not making any mistakes. It's, I imagine, quite easy when you're sat out in front in a race like this to make more errors because you've got no reference points around you.
Yeah, I mean, we're coming into a generation now where sim racing has been around for long enough that the kids picked up when they were young, maybe 6, 7 years old, and have been doing it for 10 years at this point with Kobayashi. 10 years of experience when you're that young, you learn so much so quickly. And now we're getting this new level of driver. Kobayashi, I think, it's really interesting seeing sort of like this new generation come through. He's definitely heading that, especially for Japan. Anyway, looking back in the mirror, that's where it came to, was time for those last 2 corners, but there's no draft. When he has time to actually push the car, not throw about the toe, he gains 2 tenths every time through there without fail. It really is impressive to watch. So I know you might be thinking, okay, it's 2 tenths, but this field is so close. So to pull that out around the circuit where slipstream is so strong, it really is something that should be appreciated.
Interestingly, fastest lap lost around was Thomas Laboutelet in 4th position. He was the quickest of the drivers, a very impressive time for him, a low 1 minute 58 second. Doesn't do anything too much, it just drops him a couple of tenths further in front of Ben Cho, who sits in 5th position for now, but we begin to see whether Laboutelet can try and make a bit of progress here.
I want to bring up there, Tom, on that fact that Kobayashi's lap was 4 tenths slower and he had no draft. So, like, yeah,
that's how impressive that draft is. That's how important it is.
It's mad. It's mad to think that. Again, at 8 tenths now, he's actually pulling away from Toronto. Maybe it's just like, actually, no, I don't want to be this one. I'm going to put away now. I wish I had that level of. When I was 16 years old, I think I would have had a panic attack sitting on this grid, let alone just driving in it. So,
well, I mean, as someone who's come from the world of sim racing over to the world of real life racing, when you look at drivers like this competing on GT Sport at an international level, how impressive is it from your perspective to see drivers performing as well as this and sort of almost on the other side as well? What's the crossover skill like, you know, when you're sitting behind a sim rig compared to when you're at a real race?
I mean, just praising you don't mind there, but
sorry about that, commentator's curse.
But I mean, the skills are very transferable. You know, I would love to see any of these guys in the grid give them an opportunity in a real car, because I guarantee that will surprise them. I mean, for me, I put myself maybe in the top 20% if you think about it that way. These are the top 0.1%, the top 1%, and there's a big gap between me and them. But you know, I feel like I do okay in a real car. What would these guys do? They would absolutely trounce me, and I'm sure many other very experienced drivers, as we kind of proved with GT Academy a few years ago. You know, so it's really I always wish there was just a way we could do that, but That's the great thing about sim racing. It's accessible. You can get into it, and you can be sitting in your bedroom or with Carlos Salazar in some sort of porch somewhere, and you can race against people around the world at this level, and it doesn't cost you anywhere near the amount it costs to go real life racing.
Yeah, you don't have to have millions in the bank to get yourself a seat in Formula 3 or Formula 2, or potentially even hundreds of thousands to get yourself a seat in the national championship. You can buy yourself a wheel and pedals. You can even sit there and play on your controllers. If you remember semi-final A, we had Danny Solis competing on the field. Infamously, of course, he used to use a controller for a lot of his career within GT Sport up until he came to the World Tours and then decided he was going to get a wheel and pedals.
Those gamepad players are someone else, man. I have no idea how their hands are still usable. They look sort of mad apparatus, but they all just seem to be fantastic. Anyway, back to the race. Back to where we are now. Lap 6 coming down to T4. Kobayashi still leading from Serrano, from Mizo, from Labutale. Cho was doing very well there, isn't he? Here's Andrew Lee up to 6th place. He started in 7th. He's got Carlos Salazar all over the back of him. Of course, these guys are currently going through to the final, as is Kevin Pounder, the last of the drivers who will go through to the final as it stands at the moment. Top 8 go through, 9, 10, 11, 12 progressing no further.
So then through that left-hander we ride on board here with Carlos Salazar, who's really quite late on the brakes. He was really close to the back of Andrew Lee. Let's see, this is matching for what Dylan helped, and I think it helped just went way too late then on the brakes as we just cut back to riding on board here with Carlos Salazar out of turn number 3. So I think that was helped just making a bit of a meal of his braking, and as such he's dropped right back to 12th position there, and that's a big shame there for Dylan. You can see him quite away off the back of Sammy Joe Abinakle, who sits in P11 at the moment. So Dylan Help now, sadly, out of contention. As Jimmy said a few moments ago, the top 8 drivers go through at the moment. That is bookended by Kevin Pounder, who sits in P8, but he's only a couple of tenths of a second ahead of Helena Stroza. And if there's anyone who's going to get their elbows out and get a bit aggressive in the closing stages of this race, I'd put a fiver on Helena Stroza if I was a gambling man.
Yeah, I think I would too. I have to say, by the way, sorry, Dean, my co-commentator very much thinks you're called Dylan. So we'll just... he can't read us.
I can't read it.
I've been trying to teach him.
I do apologise, yes. We'll get it right in the end.
It's all right. He's only been doing it for, 10 years, this guy, so don't worry about it. On board with Salazar still, not been able to progress. It seems this race, it's, on the face of it, very challenging. You're driving these GR Yaris's, which are awesome fun cars, on tyres that are actually probably worse than the cars have in real life. It comes with soft tyres, which are basically in this game a road tyre which degrades quickly, which I'm not sure anyone wants to use that really. In conditions that are very, very difficult, with traction control off, that's clear to see as the cars just sliding around everywhere, around a circuit where it's all about drafting and overtaking. It all sounds very good on paper, but everyone's been very patient, it seems.
They are, yeah, they're kind of biding their time really. I mean, we're coming in towards the closing stage now of this race. It's not been a thriller so far, it's just been a great example, a great display of driving skill really at this point, to keep this car on the straight and narrow, as you said, on tyres that aren't designed for the car. This car comes with Michelin's Pilot Sport 4S's out of the factory. Running it on comfort soft tyres is, I guess, the equivalent to sticking a Formula 1 car on intermediate tyres and driving around in dry conditions. You just don't have the same level of grip underneath you as you would have, and the car isn't obviously able to perform at its sort of optimal level. And of course we're driving here in light rain conditions as well, so there's not the grip underneath you. And they did a bit of a test with the wet tyres and they said, oh no, it just didn't produce enough close racing, so we stuck the comfort softs on instead. And I love that.
Really more faction in your booklet. Yeah.
I'm working my way through them. By the end of the evening, Jimmy, by the end of the evening, you're going to know more about the GR Yaris than Toyota.
Oh yeah, probably, yeah. I mean, still at the moment, the positions remain unchanged. Again, if you just joined us, Jose Serrano with a great move into Miyazono on lap 1, lunging all the way down at T4, pretty much from a year and a half back. Got the move done though. Since then though, it's been fairly quiet. The biggest move in this race, well, there isn't one. It was Deviant, but then unfortunately I think he had issues somewhere and ended up losing a little bit of time. So he's now last, and now having that play also has a penalty, presumably for track limits, but they're so far off the back now that they aren't really going to have an effect on this race. The big name for me that's currently outside the top 8 is Baptiste Bourg, two of them, Baptiste Bourg and Helena Stroza. These are names that we expect to see in the top 8 going through to that grand final, and currently are in danger.
Yeah, that's a big shame there for Beauvoir, because of course he had that difficult qualifying, hasn't really made an impression on this race there so far. Stroza has dropped back a little bit off the back of Kevin Pounder. He was a couple of tenths of a second
behind the American driver on the last lap. That gap has now increased to half a second, so it's only 0.3, but that 0.3 can be a big difference. And as we come in towards the last couple of laps of this race, it could be curtains for Inestrosa and Beauvoir. And if you'd had a cheeky wager on that before the start of this race, I dare say that you'd be going home pretty empty-handed.
Yeah, don't take any bet tipping, Tom.
It's also a good idea.
At this point, not that I'd encourage such a thing anyway. On board with Miyazono, not really much Miyazono can do. I mean, at this point in the moment, Takuma is still a three-time champion from last year. Obviously got one more race to go after this, but do you reckon he's feeling that pressure to try and maintain that? I mean, it's a very impressive record to be a triple champion, but it does become with a lot of pressure.
One thing to bear in mind is that these drivers are not going to be wanting to squabble too much amongst one another, because of course depending on which of the semi-finals is quicker dictates where they're going to line up on the grid, of course, for the grand final. That could be really, really important. If you're the quicker of the two semi-finals, you'll line up on that cleaner side of the grid, and that could have a huge implication, I think, personally, on what happens for the race into the grand final.
To be honest, I don't think it'll be that big of a downside being on the downside of the grid. It's more positioning into the first corner. And again, you get the 4D chess moves coming in, people trying to put themselves in the right place at the right time. But they've got this race to concentrate on first. We have a lap and a half to go. Yeah, absolutely flown by this, despite the fact that there's not really been many position changes. They can't all be winners of the race. This one's been a quiet one, I think it's fair to say. Kobayashi still doing a great job keeping Serrano there. Interesting, Baptiste Beauvoir has gone down to 10th place. Here we go now. He's now chasing Kevin Pounder and Angel Inestrosa. So this basically is for survival. Pounder currently in the last qualifying place. Angel Inestrosa looking to the inside. Will he go for a lunge here? Surely he wants to. No, Kevin Pounder very late on the brakes here. Is he going to get that stop for the corner? He just about does. But Beauvoir around the outside. Is he going to make that stick?
That's amazing if he can do that. He was fastest last time around. Fastest lap for Beauvoir. He's been slowly chinking away at the armour of Angel Inestrosa. Can he find his way through up the inside into the left-hander? He certainly can with track position. Beauvoir through into 9th place. He's got just over a lap to get himself up into P8 and cling on to a place in the grand final here.
It's all or nothing now for Baptiste Beauvoir, only separated from qualifying by Kevin Pounder in front of the American. Angel Inestrosa doesn't seem to have much left in reply at the moment. A very rare performance there from the Chilean, just not quite showing that fire that we're used to seeing from him. So our leaders now coming around the second to last corner onto the last lap of the race. It's Kobayashi, Serrano second, Miyazono third. We're going to stay with Baptiste Beauvoir for a bit longer though, because of course this is one position. He needs just to get by Kevin Pounder and he is through to the final, but it's easier said than done.
Strong exit out of the final corner there for Beauvoir. A little bit sideways though on the curve. Is that going to cost him a bit of time? Pounder's got the advantage of a little bit of a toe in front of him from Carlos Salazar, but it's not going to be quite enough for Beauvoir to close up onto the back of him. Into the braking zone of turn 1 we go. Beauvoir closes. This is the run into turn 3 where the move could be made here for Beauvoir. Where's he going to think about it, Jimmy?
Well, I mean, this next corner, he's got the draft, he's right up behind the boot to get Pounder. He's going to have the overspeed. It has to be here, and he has to get the move done, and then block coming out of T3. Here we go, goes to the outside there of the American driver. There's contact on the way in. Beauvoir trying to go a long way around, turns in on a little bit of contact there. Beauvoir is shoved wide there by Kevin Pounder. Angel Inestrosa is going to try and get back by on the inside. Oh, a little bit of, I think a little bit of this, a little bit of that through there. I'm not quite sure that's anybody's fault, but still, Kevin Pounder keeps the place and still keeps 8th. That is the thing. He needs to stay there to qualify for the next round.
Possibly not for long, though, because Beauvoir's trying to go for the outside line into turn 4, late on the brakes, into the right-hander. Pounder's on the inside. Beauvoir's being shovelled to the curb. It's like Albon versus Hamilton in the 2020 Austrian Grand Prix. Pounder then holds on. Here comes Inestrosa. All sorts of sideways through the right-hander as they come through into the left. The last position then for the grand final is going right down to the wire here between Pounder, Beauvoir and Angel Inestrosa. They're coming through into the final sector, and can Beauvoir do anything to depose the American driver through the final couple of corners? Here we look though at the battle at the front here with Jose Serrano right on the back of Kobayashi, then down in towards the final series of corners we go. Kobayashi's defensive. Serrano's going to try and get the switchback then on the inside into the
the final corner we go. Can Serrano make a move? No, he can't. It's going to be Rikuto Kobayashi who wins semi-final B here at the Red Bull Ring from Jose Serrano. Miyazono makes it a Japanese double podium with Labusale coming home fourth, Cho in fifth, Lee in sixth, Salazar sixth, and look at that, how close was it between Powder and Beauvoir, but it's the American driver who progresses through to the grand final. Beauvoir in Astroza, Abinekle and Helt sadly miss out on that. Final results then, there are your top 8 drivers who make it through. Wow, what a fantastic finish to semi-final B.
So that brilliant win for Rikuto Kobayashi representing Japan was even faster than semi-final A. So it puts him on pole position for our Toyota Gazoo Racing GT Cup Grand Final. And I can chat with him now. Rikuto, how was that? Are you happy?
はい。とりあえず予選をまず通過できたことが、とても嬉しく思います。あとは、そうですね、予選でポールポジションを取れてから、まず、ヒートの中で大きなミスを全くせずに、10周走り切ることができたので、すごく安心しています。この調子で決勝も頑張りたいと思います。
I hear you're 16 years old, so you actually, this is why we haven't seen you before in sort of Manufacturers and Nations Cup. But I also heard that that means that you're pretty hot stuff over in Japan in the under 18 category. Is that true?
はい、そうですね、まあ、未だそのオフラインの大会っていうのは一度も行ったことがなくて、まあそうですね、スケジュールが合わなかったりだとか、もちろん年齢もそうですし、結構あるんですけど、でも、実力は、持ってると思ってますし、あとは、なんだろうな、安定感が自分の中でよくある方だと思っているので、そこをなんだろう、大きい大会でもぶらさずにいければいいなと思っています。
Well, I think you've proved that. Certainly, a lot of the usual Gran Turismo competitors are probably a little bit worried as the older you get. But, we're about to go into this grand final. How are you going to manage this? How are you going to stay on top and make sure you don't make any mistakes and lose a place?
そうですね、その自分の持っている実力以上のことっていうのはやっぱり無理してやろうとしてもできないことなので、自分の持っている実力の範囲内で本当に無理はしないようにだけして確実に走り切れば、その自分の持っている実力の分だけ結果が見えてくると思うので、そこを目指して頑張ります。
Oh, well, fantastic. I wish you every bit of luck going into the grand final. Okay, let's get Tom and Jimmy's reflections on those 2 awesome semi-finals.
Yeah, cheers, Jules. Thanks very much indeed. 2 brilliant semi-finals that we just had. I mean, first of all, let's kick off with semi-final B, the most recent one we've had. Rikuto Kobayashi. What do we start with him? I said it in commentary a few times, maturity beyond his years.
It is an awesome drive. He obviously got pole position, which was a surprise to us, I'll be honest. And then just drove away from the front. You bear in mind the amount of talent behind him. He knows all these guys, of course. He knows all about the fast guys from GT Sport. They're all just behind him. They couldn't do anything about it. It was just an absolute sensational drive from Australia.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see there's a bit of oversteer coming out of turn 3, but when the checkered flag came out, there was nobody else even really sort of near to putting him under any immediate pressure. To the line, he took the victory in commanding style, and I thought, we'll see a bit of emotion from him. Not too much, just a little wry smile at the end.
You're paying by the minute. That's all we can afford, unfortunately. But again, another awesome drive.
Yeah, absolutely. And then let's have a look back to semi-final A. We saw some brilliant racing between Valerio Gallo, Tomoaki Yamanaka as well. You can see here Valerio Gallo going for the move on Tomoaki down the inside. Talk us through this, Jimmy.
Yeah, I think this was something that was just thought about a few laps in advance. This is lap 8, 2 laps to go in the race. And Gallo thought, okay, well now is the time for me to strike. And Yamanaka didn't really have any response. He didn't obviously need to take the position to get back through and qualify for the race. But I think Gallo really just stamped in that authority down and see him gapping a little bit towards the end on Benelli. So I think really that's just a statement of intent from Gallo. As usual, we get the typical Valerio Gallo celebration. We get asked if we could give him a call.
So if you can get on that, Tom. Is that because he wants a GR Yaris?
Yeah, I think he does. Yaris time, please, he says.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, of course, the grid for the grand final, they're decided based on the results of the semi-finals, and it's basically whichever of the semis was fastest lines up in the top position. So on this occasion, B was the quickest, so Kobayashi starts from pole position with Valerio Gallo alongside him on the front row of the grid. Then it'll be Serrano and Benelli, but a few big hitters further down the order there.
Thanks, guys. So this really is crunch time. The grand final will decide who wins the Toyota Gazoo Racing GT Cup. And the car that everything will be decided in is this. Yes, the Toyota GR86. Look at it. It's absolutely beautiful. Now, let's fill ourselves in on the track that our drivers will be racing for the grand final.
So the grand final for the Toyota Gazoo Racing GT Cup then is held at the Circuit de la Sarthe. Le Mans to you and me in the Toyota GR86, a brand new car to GT Sport on sports medium tyres. One pit stop required during the race as well.
Yeah, and what an intro for the GR86 here at one of the world's most famous circuits. Very long straights here, which means it's going to be a little bit of a slipstream fest, which means that until we get to the end of lap 6, we have no idea who's going to come across that line in the first place.
I mean, guys, how important is the track going to be in deciding the grand final of today's race?
Well, it won't, I think, vary, to be honest with you. We love Le Mans, don't we? I mean, you can't not love Le Mans if you like motorsport. It's a brilliant circuit, long straight, tight corners. I know it's the same with every track that I seem to talk about and every description that I ever give, but you can't not like Le Mans, can you?
Ladies and gentlemen, Tom Brooks describes racetracks. Amazing. Good job, mate.
Thank you very much.
But yeah, I mean, dare I say this circuit isn't really what I'd imagine for these cars going around. As you say, it's quite a long track, about a 5-minute lap time on these cars. And because it's so long, because the straight is such a massive flat-out section, these cars are getting up to that top speed. It's all going to be about slipstreaming and positioning of your car at different points during the race. You might well be leading going on to the last lap, but if your positioning's wrong, you could come out, 4th, 5th if you get just freight train, which is very easy to happen around here.
I mean, there's 2 points that I think are going to be crucial on the lap. You've got the Mulsanne corner at the end of the Mulsanne straight, and you've got Indianapolis at the end of the straight as well. What do you reckon?
Mulsanne corner, yeah. Indianapolis, not so much. And the reason why I say that is because in other cars, say, yeah, okay, it's a long run, good chance to overtake if you can get by. But in these cars, there's not really any downforce. So if you try to go for a hero move around the outside, you're probably going to end up off in the gravel, which might make our highlights, but I think maybe Arnage, the corner after that, would be better suited for an overtaking this car.
Well, you say that, but I want to reference last year's Nations Cup final because we saw Takuma Miyazono versus Valerio Gallo, some brilliant racing throughout the race. This is on the final lap. This is Gallo pulling towards the outside of Takuma Miyazono, coming in towards that section at Indianapolis. He gets the move done before that corner, but it's just to show that you can make it.
That wasn't Indianapolis, though, technically. That was just before Indianapolis, so I think you're wrong, mate.
Oh, dear. A brilliant display of driving nonetheless, though, wasn't it?
Definitely.
Yeah. Looking forward to seeing what these guys are going to be able to do.
Well, with just moments left to go before the big race, I'm delighted to be joined by the producer of the Gran Turismo series, Kazunori Yamauchi, and also by Toyota Motor Corporation's Koya Sugiura from the GR Brand Management Division. Hi, Yamauchi-san.
Hi.
Hi. What is so special about the Toyota Gazoo Racing GT Cup?
e モータースポーツが始まって、このシリーズというのは、世界で最初に行われた、ワンメイクレースなんですよね。ワンメイクレースってリアルなレースフィールドでは、たくさんのマニュファクチャラーが、行っていますけれども、それを e モータースポーツの世界で初めてやったのが、トヨタ自動車で、その歴史がまだ続いている。これは素晴らしいことだと思います。
It certainly is. And Sugiura-san, what do you think of the racing that you've seen today?
はい、実は私昨年も見させていただいたんですけれども、昨年はスープラのワンメイクレースを見させていただいて、今年は初めてGR ヤリスで、セミファイナルを今見させていただいて、我々が普段お客様にお乗りいただいている車がこのグランツーリスモの中で今度また熾烈な戦いというかですね、すごく熱いレースを見せていただいて、大変興奮しました。楽しかったです。
I mean, we are all fully obsessed with the Toyota GR Yaris, certainly in this studio, and that just goes for the presenters. We love it. Thank you so much, Sugiura-san and Yamauchi-san. Right, it's time for the grand final of the 2021 Toyota Gazoo Racing GT Cup. Good luck, everyone.
Here we are then, ready to go for the 2021 Toyota Gazoo Racing GT Cup Grand Final, and here is how the grid lines up. It's a young, fast-charging Rikuto Kobayashi who lines up on pole position. The 16-year-old has got Valerio Gallo, the Italian, alongside him on the front row of the grid. Next up we have Jose Serrano, the Spaniard. Alongside Jose, it is Lucas Bonelli, the Brazilian driver, who put in a fantastic performance to finish P2 in his semi-final. Takuma Miyazono, last year's champion, lines up P5 on the grid. Can he retain his crown? Be tricky to do from 5th on the grid. He's got Tomoaki Yamanaka company alongside him. Next up, it's Thomas Laboutelet, the hometown driver, on home soil here at the Circuit de la Sarthe. Koke Lopez lines up P8 alongside him. The final row completing the top 10 is comprised of Benjamin Cho, the Chinese Taipei driver, with Igor Fraga, the 2018 Nations Cup champ, alongside him. Just outside of the top 10 is Andrew Lee, the Australian. Alongside Andrew, it is Giorgio Mangano, the second of our Italians on the grid. Next up, we have Carlos Salazar, the Portuguese driver, lining up P13. Alongside him, it's Takuma Sasaki in P14. The final row of the grid is comprised of the American driver, Kevin Pounder, and Natheos Sirigaya, the Thai driver, completing 16 drivers on the grid. Ready to race then for the final time, the Toyota Gazoo Racing GT Cup 2021 Grand Final here at the Circuit de la Sarthe. Kobayashi on the right, Gallo on the left, ready to go racing, revs are rising, drop the clutch, let's go. Green lights and go, good start then from Kobayashi, not bad at all from Valerio Gallo, who immediately tries to pull into the slipstream of the Japanese driver. Serrano pulling into the slipstream as well, as Miyazono then tries to pull out and make some moves as they come through the right-handed kink and then in towards the braking zone of the Dunlop chicane. But a great start from Kobayashi, that assures him the race lead at least into the chicane. Here's Gallo with Serrano and Miyazono on the inside there. Miyazono's going for the inside line into the next corner, lots of argy-bargy further back as they come out of the chicane. Looks like Salazar was out a little bit wide there from the back of the grid, but Kobayashi holds on the lead as they come on the run down through.
Meanwhile, in the background, Serrano, Miyazono and Bonelli all squabbling over the same piece of tarmac here on that one. Everyone very aggressive at the start here. I think they're all aware they need to try and get onto the back of Gallo and Kobayashi as quick as possible. But of course, these guys being so close together means that down the straight here to come through Church Rouge, they're all going to be in this slipstream train. We're looking back now from Jose Serrano. Behind us is Lucas Bonelli, of course, a Brazilian driver, very, very well in his semi-final, but now looking to go a little bit better here in the grand final. Now look in the top hand, left hand of your screen there, that is the relative. Serrano currently 1 second behind Gallo. That's a significant gap already, because outside 1.2 seconds, the draft seems to fall away a bit. So staying in the draft here is going to be super important.
Yeah, absolutely right. So here we are then looking at Jose Serrano sitting in third position. Look at Gallo closing up onto the back of Kobayashi, then in towards that chicane, pulling out of that corner they go and onto the second part of the Mulsanne straight. So Kobayashi then still sits in the race lead as we ride on board here then with Valerio Gallo, and you can see the advantage that the slipstream will make here for the Italian driver, having that hole punched in the air. It will give him a bit more overspeed into fifth gear then, and then up into sixth gear just before they're about to hit the brakes into the chicane. And he's closing there, but he's not quite close enough to mount a challenge at this point.
No, you can see also coming out of the last corner, he had his hazards on. I think there's a little sort of bit of communication with Kobayashi saying, come on, that's not quite yet. He's actually got to the front quite early there, coming into the second chicane, still though pulling up to the back of the Japanese driver. And again, to feel this pressure from the best driver, or one of the best drivers, I have to say, sorry, in GT Sport at the moment, must be insane for Kobayashi. But handling it well, and we're still going down now to the heaviest braking point on this circuit, the Mulsanne corner. You go from about 230 k's in this car to about 90 at the apex. Here's a replay of the start, by the way, because it'll happen very, very quickly. Igor Fraga, from what we saw before, you see that in that 3 wide there in the centre of the circuit, almost 4 wide coming into his first part of the course. So Igor there really having to try and fight his way through in the first part of the lap.
The big winner though was Andrew Lee, looking in there up the inside and just kept himself out of trouble whilst they were all squabbling behind there. With Salazar going a bit wide
out of that Dunlop chicane, but Andrew Lee managed to make 2 positions on the start there. The winningest driver, as it were, off of that starting position as he was outside of the top 10, now sits inside P8. Here's Igor Fraga trying to make his way back through into the top 10 as they come down the straight in towards Indianapolis then. He's sitting currently right behind Coque Lopez. Is he going to be able to pull himself towards the inside and get up through into the top 10? Not on this occasion as it stands. But Igor Fraga, I mean, down outside the top 10, this is not where the Brazilian will be happy with at the moment.
Yeah, their second group's got to be careful because they've already got a second to 7th place, Thomas Laboutelet in front. So they need to make sure they're staying with these guys. They've got to play the long game. It's a 6-lap race, so there's no point squabbling for a place on the first lap. It means absolutely nothing until you cross the line on lap 6 of 6. So the drivers come through Arnage, the slowest corner on the circuit, only 70 k's at the apex through there. And now up towards the Porsche curves, which is what we usually associate Le Mans with, is really fast, very quick, high downforce prototypes. And the GR86, whilst it's a quick road car, it's not quite a prototype. So I'm interested to see how these guys take the Porsche curves.
Yeah, it's rather the opposite of that in terms of the downforce, that's for sure. These cars do not have a lot of downforce, and only sports medium tyres available to the drivers as well. That's something to mention. Should also mention that pit stops are mandatory in this race. The drivers must make at least 1 pit stop. Now, there's nothing to say that they have to change tyres in this race. We're expecting them to go 3 laps, then change over to another set of tyres. So they do 3 laps on one set of soft sports medium tyres, I should say, rather, and then they change over to another set of sports medium tyres, so it's sort of equidistant on both sets during this race. Now, riding on board here with Rikuto Kobayashi, I was saying just how difficult it is to overemphasise how impressive this young 16-year-old Japanese driver has been in what is his first appearance on the international stage. Through into this final series of chicanes we go. See they're coming out of it with a half-second lead as Coque Lopez has come into the pit lane then at the end of the first lap. Now, I was just saying about drivers coming in after 3 laps, and it's completely defied what I was talking about, so maybe I need to be quiet.
Tom, strategy specialist, I think it is. But
yeah.
Honestly, I'm not really sure what this is about. We've seen in previous races, Coque has actually been, I think, shoveled into the pit lane. I wonder if this is a repeat of that, but if not, my guess is that maybe he doesn't want to be involved in all this squabbling, because you can see the gap now between 7th and 8th, so that's actually up to 1.6 seconds, so that is now a separate group. Maybe he's thinking, you know what, if I'm in this group, I'm going to get caught up in this, and I'm going to end up falling off the back, so if I'm on my own, I'll run quicker. In my head, it's hard to understand, because Le Mans is all about long straights and slipstream and drafting, so yeah, we'll see if it pays off for him.
Well, that's exactly the point I was going to make. I mean, there's one thing there. He didn't change tyres. He stayed on the same set of medium tyres during that pit stop. And 2, he's under the slipstream, so surely that gap is just going to increase.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to wait and see. I mean, it does tell me that this sport tyre is going to go the entire way, which I thought would happen anyway. This tuning tyres will be required, but yeah, we'll see how it works. We'll keep an eye on Coque Lopez, see what his time's like. Meanwhile, on board with Igor Fraga, we have Cho in front and the lead in front of us as we go into the first chicane. Igor getting off the throttle a bit there, just trying, I think, to find a way around. This is where you're slowing yourselves up, really, just getting off throttle, trying to find ways around the guy in front. Oh, very late break from Cho and from Lee there. I don't think both of them, no, they've both missed the chicane. Fraga has to get off the throttle to try and avoid Lee there. Cho is slow as well on the exit. Here comes Giorgio Mangano. He's not waiting around for anybody. Through the middle of both of them. They're 4 wide temporarily as they come now down to the second Mulsanne chicane. Mangano up to 8th, Pounder up to 9th from Fraga. Well, he stayed in 10th, but he simultaneously lost and gained pace at the same time.
Well, there you go. Igor Fraga disappointing with that in one sense, but he's now got the advantage of the slipstream. Kevin Pounder's ready to try and take advantage as he pulls towards the outside then of Giorgio Mangano. They're going to come in towards the left-hander, the next chicane on this Mulsanne straight. Igor Fraga looking towards the inside there. Can he make a move stick? Yes, he can. 2 into 1 does go for Igor Fraga. That's 2 places gained in the space of 1 corner. Bit of contact there with Pounder and Mangano in the second half of that chicane. Costs Mangano just a touch of drive, but manages to gather it up before the exit of the corner. Now Pounder's having to look at his mirrors because Ben Cho is ready to try and join in on the action as well as Takuma Sasaki then as they come down this straight. So we cross back to the battle for the race lead as it all kicks off just outside the top 10 here.
Yeah, I mean, it's all well and good for these guys, as you say, outside the top 10, but 8th downwards have now lost the front pack. They are not going to get that time back. It's a straight line circuit round here. These guys are all so close on pace that gaining back 4 seconds in the corners is almost impossible. I mean, you might do it over the course of But anyway, here's a replay of what caused all that. So Cho just, I think, forgot he had a middle pedal. Almost, I think he might have tagged Lee, or Lee had to get out the brake pedal to try and avoid being hit by Cho. And Fraga had to slow down for both of them coming back onto the circuit. And now has got back ahead of Mangano and is trying to chase down the Bouteille. But that gap is 4.7 seconds now.
So then, let's see how this is going to play out for these guys. I mean, as you say, it's going to be the battle for 8th position here, as we see Igor Fraga then having to defend from Giorgio Mangano. Mangano's got the overspeed, he's got the outside line into Indianapolis, keeps his foot planted in it, has the inside line. Fraga holds it around the outside, though, into the next part of that corner. Into Arnage they go. Fraga manages to retain 8th place from Giorgio Mangano, so good driving there from Fraga. I mean, that was brave to keep it so committed through there. I mean, he could have run wide and could have gone straight to the side of Mangano, and then they could have both gone into the barrier, but they're great. There was just great car control, great commitment from Fraga.
Yeah, I know, but I just can't help but think they're all being a bit silly right now. They're thinking the overall result. I mean, obviously, you always are convinced as a driver you are the fastest in the train. You need to be at the front so the train can catch the guys in front. But